Hello good people of the internet, I'm Unassumption and today I'm going to try to play Wonder Boy, a Master System port of the simplistic arcade platformer Adventure Island, which was my favourite game on the Wonder Joy. If you haven't heard of that console, don't be alarmed. It was one of those pirate machines that claimed to have 100 games built in but really only had 10 repeated ad nauseum. We play as this Boris Johnson looking motherfucker. They don't sell those kind of machines anymore because people have emulators now and obey copyright law. It's kind of weird that he's glitching behind that sign. The symbol in the top, the bar at the top, is our hunger meter, not our health meter, so it makes sense that eating fills it up. I'm not sure how to jump high enough to get those bananas. Most things in the game kill you instantly, but this egg is not one of them. It gives us a tomahawk. I would not like to be the bird that laid a tomahawk egg. The game is sensible in that the first enemies you encounter are these snails. Now, as with most games of the era, everything kills you instantly if it touches you. Except these rocks. They just decrease your hunger meter, but at this point, if I touch something it will kill me, as you can see. Oh, it's called vitality, not hunger. It's basically hunger. So it makes sense for once that lacking health will kill you instantly. The game's a bit of a Mario clone. You can only go forward, you cannot go back. These tomahawks are quite useful for murdering snails. I let you live once, but I will not let you live this time. Just as I'm not sure how to jump over those, jump high enough to get the bananas, I do not know how to jump over those rocks. I was trying to jump between them to do some pixel perfect jumping, but I could not. Oh, I showed off by jumping over that snail. And just to show this game was made in the 80s, well, the early 90s, I forget exactly when it came out, we have a skateboard which acts like the mushroom in Mario. You can take one hit without dying with this. It protects you even from fire, but does not protect you from falling into a pit of death. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's waving his arm up and down like that when he's on the skateboard. Does he think he's going to take off? It looks like he's trying to fly. And I'm not sure where this is set, in America or something, with all these totem poles. Well, here's a snake. Snakes! Why did it have to be snakes? I feel like I'm Indiana Jones. But Indiana Jones wishes he could jump that high to jump over snakes and also rolling boulders, but unfortunately I did not jump high enough to get over that rolling boulder. I'm not doing very well here, am I? As you can see, when you die you return to the previous checkpoint. Sadly, tomahawks cannot destroy fire. They can destroy snake, but they cannot destroy these guys. Oh yes, it is possible to jump over these, as you see. What's in this egg? An angel. God is with me. And God hates snakes. He does actually in the Bible, so it's kind of fitting. And God will destroy fire and snail. Will God destroy rock? Yes, God will destroy rock. Now I have no clue how to clear this jump. He has some momentum. The longer he's been running, the further he will jump. You have infinite continues as far as I can tell, and this weird bird-headed motherfucker who looks like an Egyptian god is our enemy. The plot is the same simplistic plot every game of this era had. Your girlfriend's been kidnapped, she's that green-haired looking weirdo. I wouldn't date someone with green hair myself, they look rather rotten. I suppose she could have a nice personality. It's a rather superficial statement of mine. But I probably wouldn't have dated a weird green-haired person. Yes, I did that pixel perfect jumping awesomely. But yeah, we've got to save his girlfriend. It doesn't even tell you that it's his girlfriend in the manual. Look at that arm waving though. Maybe that's just something skaters do in real life to prevent themselves from falling off the board. I have no balance at all, so I have never even tried skating. I shouldn't comment. I love how he's got the little safety helmet. The developers are being responsible enough to tell us to wear safety gear while we skate, but they're not being responsible enough to tell us not to try to skate over rolling boulders. Yeah, you can't jump on the heads of enemies in this game. Do not try to tread on Mr. Snake, it will kill you. As we're trying to jump over that pit. There must be some mechanic I'm missing that lets you jump higher and further, because I keep missing all of these items. Can I jump over this flame? Yeah, I can. One problem with the screen not being able to scroll backwards is that you can trap yourself in positions where you can't, like if you do need to run up to do a long jump, you can't walk backwards to get a good run up if you've stopped. Now, hopefully there is a way across this pit, because otherwise this will be there's a floating platform that's magically appeared. I'm not sure why that appeared this time, but was not here in the past. But I'm thankful it was here, and here is a waifu doll of our girlfriend, and also a giant floating spring. Apparently we're in the spring yard zone. I glitched through the platform. I'm happy I glitched through this weird floating platform, but not happy I didn't glitch through that platform. This is the problem with relying on glitches. Glitches are fickle monsters. You go back to the start of a level when you die enough to have a continue, but thankfully it's only to the start of the level, not to the set of levels. I've played through the first set of 4 levels to prepare myself for this, but apart from that I have not played this game since I was a little kid. I first played the game on the Super Joy, as I've said, which is one of those games like consoles with loads of inbuilt games. And this was the only one that was any good on it. I bugged my parents for hours to buy it for me. It was on some market stall, obviously run by some North Koreans or something who did not understand what copyright law was, or did not care about it. Oh god, I was really good at jumping over these boulders last time. I never got there with the skateboard, but I could jump over all of them. The skateboard really helps you jump over them. So maybe you're supposed to get to the end of this section with the skateboard, like that pit I couldn't jump over with the skateboard. I'm not going to try and jump on your head, Mr. Snake, because unlike in Mario, I will die if I try that. But, well, also unlike in Mario, I can have angels slaughter my enemies for me, which is kind of cool. I'm not sure how the angel is killing them with that horn, but then again, I think there's a bit in the Bible where it says angels kill with horns. And you horny angel, you, not a horny devil, a horny angel, but I suppose devils are fallen angels, and I am fallen into that pit. Thankfully I did not fall into the fire. Yay! Maybe it's only if you get here on your last life that you'll get that floating platform. Once you've collected the waifu doll for the first time, you get a, like, 4-leafed clover there. But yeah, I'm glad I glitched through. Yes, I'm actually at the goal of this level. But yeah, I bugged my parents to get me the Super Joy from this market stall, and you get a score in this game. I think you get an extra life if you get a certain amount of score points, but I don't really care. And I think there's some extra level or something if you get all of the dolls. Again, I would not date someone who had waifu dolls made of them, because they're probably too famous to really care about you at that point. Oh god, I probably shouldn't have got something that stops me from stopping my movement if I've got to deal with moving platforms. That was a not very sensible move of mine. Falling in the water kills me. Obviously it does. That's a convention of games of this era. Yeah, it was hard to get that egg to land on that little island. I'm presuming those octopuses kill me instantly. I was just presuming the snails kill me. I didn't actually touch one yet. Maybe the snails just want to say hello, and I've been murdering them out of hand. I murder snails out of hand in real life though, so that wouldn't be particularly weird. Oh god, this looks like another hard to jump gap. Hopefully moving like an invisible platform will appear there when I'm on my last life again. But yeah, there's snails that invade my house for some reason. I'm not sure why. You wouldn't think snails would get into a house. But no, every time I come home from work I find loads of snails everywhere. I found one in a cup once. What the hell? And yeah, I murder them in the cruelest of ways. I usually spray them with fucking deodorant to kill them, because I am a cruel person. I used to take the slugs outside, but I've realised that's just like feeding pigeons or something. It encourages them to come back, or giving change to the homeless if you want to be really cruel. South Park did an episode on that, so I can mention it. Rah. If they're not going to talk their evil for mentioning that, then I can mention it. But yeah, oh god, I didn't glitch through the platform. Again, I should not rely on that fickle mistress of miraculously glitching through platforms, but I should rely on starting at the beginning of a level rather than the set of levels whenever I die, and on my infinite continues. I haven't tried jumping on an enemy's head, but I did in my previous playthrough and it killed me. It was on that octopus, it was not on a snail, so I haven't touched a snail. They might just want to give me hugs, slimy hugs, but I suspect they will poison me horribly to death with their evil slime, even if they are just wanting to give me a hug. I think I've declared war on all mollusk kind, because these octopi want me dead and snails want me dead. I have only really encountered mollusks as my enemies so far, except the snakes, but maybe those snakes are actually slugs in disguise. I don't know. They were hiding in the grass, they were very camouflaged against it, those bastards. Trying to hide me with no honour, they should wear a red coat or something to... God, there must be a mechanic I'm missing to reach the other side of that watery grave. I am not sure if this is water actually, it's a little too blue to be water. Those waves are a bit too static. And also these fucking clouds are a little too close to the ground and, dare I say, heavy enough to support my weight. And I look like a pretty chubby protagonist. I am rather fat. And I am able to stand on clouds generated from this liquid, so I doubt it is water. And it might be that liquid in the vamp fight from Metal Gear Solid 2, which would explain why it's killing me instantly when I fall into it. Or maybe it's just some weird blue paint or something. These octopuses can jump rather high. I would not like to inhale whatever vapours are making these clouds, actually. If they're solid enough to stand on, they're probably solid enough to fuck my lungs. But yes, these spiky blue water is not very nice. Even that splash that comes out isn't particularly natural looking. I think I'm going to have to experiment with the controls and come back later. I'll try a few more times and then I'll give up on this game. But yeah, the Super Joy. I bugged my parents into getting it for me. I bugged them for hours and hours and they were all like, it's £20. Don't you know how long it takes me to earn £20? When you've got your own job, you'll really know how much that's worth. See, there's clouds in the background. You saw that white cloud in the background? And those are high in the air. God damn it, I'm getting worse and worse at this. But the controls are rather slippery. He has some inertia, which is why I think a run up and jump would help. But I can't really run all the way from the start. That octopus makes me slow down, as does that moving platform. But yeah, he has a turning radius, essentially. It takes him a while to turn his arse around. Maybe he's that fat, he has a turning radius. He looks rather fatter than Mario. But yeah, those snails were coming up to my chin. They're giant snails. I think a snail that big could kill me. Yeah, I am legitimately getting worse at this now. I probably need a rest to get good enough and actually learn the fucking controls so I can clear this gap and get beyond one level in this game. But yeah, my parents were saying, oh, it will cost £20 to get this Super Joy. So much money. When you've got a job, you'll realise that. But I know £20 is not a lot of money, so it's bizarre that I had to beg them for so many hours to get this £20 machine when I worked harder to get that £20 than any other £20 in my life. But I can see why they discouraged me from getting it, because every game on the Super Joy was absolute shit. And I was a little too old to be moaning like this. I was like 12 at the time. I should have given up on moaning and realised that these weird 2D games sucked by that point in my life. But I got this Master System port of the game. Adventure Island was rather different, a lot harder if I recall, especially with the awful controls of the Super Joy. Yeah, I really have to give up on this until I learn the controls. But I could get a lot further than this in Adventure Island for some reason. I remember that. That is a thing I remember. We had this like bargain bin in the second-hand shop, which was next to the hospital for some reason. So every time I went to the hospital or the dentist, I would get to buy games from this bargain bin. They were like 50p. They were less money than a chocolate bar. So even with my meagre pocket money, I could purchase them. Well, I had quite a bit of pocket money. I just spent it all on food because I'm a fat bastard like this protagonist who looks like Boris Johnson or Donald Trump or something with that beautiful gold thatch of hair. But yeah, the main constraint on me getting games, there was this basket just full of loose video game cartridges from Master System, which was only like 5 years old at the time, but the games had gone down in price from £40 to like 50p in that brief window, and the only constraint on me getting these games was getting to this shop, which was on the other side of town to the one we usually went to. But whenever I was sick, I got to go there, and I could just buy like a massive hoard of games. It was like Christmas come early. And this was a game I really enjoyed on the Master System in my little loose cartridge form. But I never got beyond this Well, actually, no, I did. I got beyond the first boss once or twice. So there must be something I'm forgetting. Like, I remember this game from like 10, 15 years ago. So I do not remember all the controls. I will go back and figure out what the fuck the controls are. So I will stop boring you with my horrific deaths. I've only starved to death once, which is quite good. I remember starving to death a lot more as a kid. Maybe it gets harder to collect items later on. The starvation bar was clearly introduced because this game was originally on the arcade, well, the game it's based on was, or ported from was, and so they didn't want you to sit around waiting for things while other people who are willing to put quarters in the machine were waiting around. I'm trying to do this jump pixel fucking perfect this time just to see if I can clear it. But even though it was clearly just a money-draining idea, I think it's actually a good idea to have that little bar up the top because it ensures that players are constantly moving forward, so it makes jumps that would otherwise be quite hard. Well, I'm going to come back and murder this horrible bird-looking motherfucker, this weird Egyptian god, some other time, but for now, this is Unassumption signing off. And why is he running on the spot like that? Is it just easier to animate than having a different animation cycle for him walking and him standing on the spot? Well, I'll stand in this weird glitchy position behind the sign and starve to death while I try and figure out the controls, and once I've figured them out, I will return to show you what the fuck did I just do. Yeah, I'll return later. Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Wonder Boy. I'm an Assumption. If you'll remember from last time, I didn't know how to do a large jump. Well, I've figured it out now. This first screen is just a screen with nothing in it that lets you practice the controls, which was common in games of this era. Instead of having a tutorial that just tells you everything, you're expected to either actually read the manual, which I don't have with me, so I'd have to play around and figure out what the controls are, which I did. That's easy when there's only 2 buttons on the controller, but apparently not easy enough for me because I didn't figure it out. Button 1 jumps, and the other button shoots your weapon, but what's happening right now? I'm pressing it and nothing's happening. Well, if I hold it down, it allows me to jump super high. Unfortunately, I waited a little too long, and I couldn't jump high enough to reach those bananas, but I can go bananas getting those. Our hero's a very picky eater. His health bar's almost depleted, so he's probably going to starve soon. But he won't eat the snails he kills all the time. Like he refuses to consume the corpses of his freshly killed opponents. Maybe he wants them cooked first or something. I mean, I'd want my food cooked first if it's animal food. I'm not sure if you need to cook snails. Maybe I should ask a Frenchman. I can be sure our hero isn't French because he'd be eating all of these snails. Oh god, I missed 2 fruit in one go. But he should cook them in that fire there. Why isn't that fire spreading anyway? Is it the fire? Is it like the burning bush or something? Oh, I've lost my skateboard. Skateboards are like the least cool vehicle. I felt like I was Genghis Khan or something when I had that skateboard. I was shooting tomahawks off from a vehicle. That's kind of like throwing bows, shooting arrows off from a pony, which is what Genghis Khan rode on. Genghis Khan was so cool, he made ponies look cool. But yes, I was skating along with a tomahawk. It's so easy to jump over these boulders now. I almost fell in the boulder while doing that. Are these actually boulders? I'm not sure how they know to come down this hill as soon as I'm around. Are they boulders or are they snake shit? Like, these snakes could not push the boulders down. Like, the snake could be grabbing poo, like grabbing the mud under me, rolling it up like a snowball and throwing it down the hill. But I don't think they've got hands to do that with. This isn't the Garden of Eden. But yeah, I'm not a Native American either, despite all of those, well, our character isn't, despite all of those totem poles earlier, if his blonde hair hadn't given that away, because he's not using all of the parts of the animals he's killing, which is something they're supposed to do. And speaking of our hunger meter, Hello good people of the internet, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Wonder Boy. As you'll remember from last time, I did not know how to control this game. I somehow managed to get through the first level without knowing the controls. I don't know how I didn't figure out the controls, they're simple as fuck. This little tutorial section, like modern games have a tutorial that lasts 10 minutes telling you all the controls, but in old games you had to figure it out for yourself by playing around. It uses both buttons on the controller. Yeah, there were only 2 buttons on the controller, which made it a lot easier for you to figure things out for yourself back then. One button jumps, the other button uses your weapon, but what's happening? I'm pressing the button and nothing's happening because I don't have a weapon. Well, if I hold the button down, it lets me jump super high. It also allows me to run. Now, vitality meter is going down quite quickly, but thankfully I can reach these higher up bananas. Now I know how to jump super high. The bananas rot super quickly, just like my hunger goes down super fast. I wish I could eat these snails. Like, our hero is way too much of a picky eater. He should consume the corpses of his freshly killed opponents. I mean, I wouldn't eat snails. Do you need to cook snails? I need to ask a Frenchman or something to figure that out. I guess we can be sure our hero isn't French, because he's not eating snails. Oh, there's 2 fruit there, and I only ate 1 of them. I'm not as good at this as I thought I was. Why isn't that fire spreading? Fire should be spreading. Is it the burning bush or something? Because that just burnt in one place, according to legend. Like, if the grass is dry enough to burn in one place, it should burn all over. Oh god, I've lost my skateboard. How sad. Skateboards are like the only thing that is less cool than a pony. I felt like Genghis Khan when I was on that skateboard though. Shooting off tomahawks while on a vehicle is kind of like shooting off arrows while on a pony, which is what Genghis Khan rode on. Yeah, Genghis Khan was so cool, he made ponies into something awesome. But yeah, I just jumped over those boulders. It was so much harder when I could only jump this high, but when I can jump this high, it's much easier to jump over those boulders. Well, maybe we are in the Garden of Eden, because these snakes clearly have hands. If they were rolling mud up to throw those boulders down after me. So the boulders kind of look like they're mud, not rocks. Maybe they're actually snake shit, which would make his death in those boulders far nastier than it could otherwise have been. How are these giant snails? They are massive snails. Oh my god, he's slowly coming towards me. He's coming right for me. I have to kill him. Oh god, I couldn't actually kill him. The arc of my hand was going slightly over his head. But yeah, what are these snails eating? The reason we don't have snails that big in real life is because, well, snails cannot sustain a body that big on their diet of grass. They'd have to be constantly eating and stripping the land bare like lawnmowers if they were to sustain a body that big. I wonder if a giant snail is actually quite horrific. They could slime you to death like a blob monster or something. I wouldn't want big hugs from a snail. It's scary. Oh no, it's not as scary as having a skateboard on these clouds. I think even knowing the controls, I am doomed to die with a skateboard, because you can't stop yourself moving forward on the skateboard. Now I know the controls, I can run super fast, because if you hold the button down, not only do you jump higher, you run faster. I'm not sure if that depletes your hunger bar quicker. But yeah, the snails, what the snails eat should have been taken into consideration, because I mean, my hunger bar goes down really quickly. The snails should as well. Yes, I'm finally at the second checkpoint of this level, and there's just a floating axe. I almost ran headlong into an octopi, which would not have been a pleasant experience. Oh god, the clouds are falling. The sky is falling. The sky's actually rising. I wonder if I would have got crushed to death on the ceiling if I'd stayed there. What the hell was that? It looked like some very racist caricature, or the Ribena Man. Ribena is a fruit juice that is made of blackberries and stuff. And they have I'm sure I remember them having a mascot who, well, apparently God hates these people, whoever they are. Oh god, is that... Oh, phew, that thing jumped over my head. I don't want to be sworded by a very sordid fish. They have a sordid reputation. Oh, I almost fell in the water there. But yeah, I'm sure Ribena has a I should sit here and wait. I've got enough hunger to wait to see what the clouds are going to do. I don't know how to predict if the clouds are going to fall or rise into the sky. I wonder what material properties something that just rises like that must have. But yeah, I'm sure I remember Ribena having a mascot whose head was just a giant fruit. I would not go in a door that looks like a mouth like that. That is scary as fuck. But yeah, I'm not sure how those boulders knew to roll down on my head just as I was walking up the hill. And who the hell is starting all these fires? Like, the snakes couldn't have been boulders down at me because they don't have hands, they're snakes. So how were those boulders coming? Oh shit, I'm just using this skateboard because I cannot see any pits. I was just using it as like the mushroom in Mario as a health thing. Oh, all these bats everywhere. Is this Mount Moon from Pokemon or something? Yeah, there's another boulder. Well, this is a more rocky environment, so I can actually imagine it being a real boulder. I'm scared those spikes on the ceiling are going to fall on my head. Oh, I've got another skateboard, just to go with it. Maybe it's the helmet that's protecting me from everything. Ah, are those skulls going to kill me instantly or what? Oh no, it's coming from behind. Yes! It was really hard to jump over it because you can't go backwards beyond the back of the screen. Now, is that gonna... Yes, that fell down the pit. I thought it was gonna land on the platform and crush me. I'm glad it did not. Ooh, this is a very dark cave in the background. Oh no, I'm on ice! This guy controls really badly. He has a massive turning radius, weirdly enough. It's hard to turn him even when he isn't on ice. When he runs, his turning radius gets even worse. And when he's on ice, it's even more horrible. What's in this egg? Another skateboard! I wonder if he's going to be even slipperier when he's on a skateboard. Oh, those are weird statues. Oh no, is that the Grim Reaper? I'm going to run quickly to get away from it. Oh no, there was a bat that was camouflaged against the background. The Grim Reaper doesn't seem to be hurting me any more than I'm usually hurt. What's he doing? Oh no! He's distracting me so I fall into a pit of death. That's what he's doing. But yeah. Those giant snails are quite scary. More scary than that Grim Reaper. What the fuck are those statues of? It looks like a pig with a giant nose ring. Or maybe the Pokemon Poliwall. It's hard to tell because the statue's camouflaged against the background. Oh phew, I thought that was going to be a skateboard. Oh, I at least grabbed the waifu doll, which is cool. Someone gonna try and kill me. Come on, fall down so I can hit you, you batty little bat, you. I'm gonna bat that bat away. But yeah. How long do each of these rounds last? Because there's a bunch of levels before a boss. Now, I want to kill the boss before I finish playing today. There are all these totem poles in that first level. It makes me think this area is a Native American kind of place. But the natives in the second level did not seem very Native American. Oh, new music. This may be the boss area and new enemies. Horrible Spider-Man. Die, Spider-Man. Well, you're not a Spider-Man, you're actually just a spider. But I'm not a fly, so why are you trying to kill me? Well, I suppose it's because I am about as small compared to you as a fly is compared to a normal spider. I'm going on like spider genocide here. I'm killing all these spiders, just like I killed all those snails earlier. In the last video, I admitted that I am actually cruel to animals. I murder any fly that comes into my room, like I'm a spider myself. Maybe I am Spider-Man. I certainly kill flies, but I do not consume them. So I have no right to have been picking on this guy for not eating snails. Oh, frog! Maybe this is made by French, but no, he's clearly not French. He didn't eat a frog or a snail. But yeah, but he's starving to death. He must be some kind of vegan or something. But yeah, he's very lucky that there's fruit and veg everywhere, even though they don't sustain him for more than a few seconds. He must have a really bad metabolism. Well, actually a really good metabolism in the modern world, but he does not seem to be living in the modern world since he's in this weird natural environment here. But yeah, if he had like hamburgers every day, he wouldn't get fat. His character model actually looks really fat, which is weird considering how quickly he's burning off weight. Ooh, a pretty flower. Ah, Is that some kind of weird... Why are you running away from me? Are you the boss? Oh, I'm scared there's going to be a boulder fall down. But there wasn't a boulder. That's nice. I'm glad nothing tried to crush me to death here. I seem to have died more on the first level than anything since then. But yeah, I can be pretty sure our main character isn't a Native American or anything. Oh god, I think he's an anti-Egyptian, because this guy looks like an Egyptian god. I'm sure I've said that before, but he really does. Is he just gonna, like, walk up to me? Oh god, just shooting flames in my face. Is he gonna crush me against the side of the screen? No, because I fucking decapitated him, and he grew a new head. I'm not controlling this right now, by the way, it's just run off to the next area. Apparently our princess is in another castle or something. But yeah, our hero does not use all the parts of the creatures he's killing, so he is clearly not a Native American. I hear they use all the parts of the things they kill. Is that bad of me to say? I'm not sure anymore. But yeah, I'm not sure what the natives in these island levels are supposed to be. They're native giant raspberry people or something. I wonder if there's raspberry fruit. I wonder if the diversity of fruit increases as we go on. Some of these fruits seem to fill my health bar up better than others. Oh, I'm killing all of these octopuses. I'm going to cause an extinction soon. Then again, it is just self-defense, because they're clearly trying to murder me. This game is so much easier now I actually know how to control it. I think I've been collecting all the waifu dolls on every level. Like, look at these guys, what the hell are they? What's that thing on the top of their head? Is it supposed to be a little bit of ginger hair? Or is it, like, the stalk where they connect to the branches? If their heads are giant berries, which is what they look like to me. Oh no! Well, see, this is why I've been murdering them, because they kill me on touch. They look kind of cute, but they're murderous. They're probably cannibals. Oh god, I've got no axe to murder them with. Yeah, that's probably why they've been killing me, it's because I was killing them first. But yeah, I've got an angel to slay them. They are the enemies of God. I am on a holy crusade to slaughter them, and also some fires and a rock. This is a very weird crusade. Oh god, come at me, bro. Jump, jump, jump over my head. Oh, or I'll jump over your head, since you only seem to jump once, Mr. Frog. Oh god, I thought I was going to slide into him with these slippery, slidey controls. This is why I shouldn't hold down the run button all the time, because I can run off platforms. I really want to get to the end of this level, because I can feel it soon. I can feel the end of this level is coming soon, but I'm also on, like, my last life. Oh, die! Oh, fuck! I didn't mean to jump forward, I meant to jump upwards over the, fish. Ah, so this is what the new enemy looks like. It looks like some weird aardvark-headed guy. But yeah, I hope animal rights people don't attack me for killing all of these snails. How the fuck am I supposed to get that axe? I don't think I am. Am I just supposed to wait for him to slowly move on? So I can grab this axe. I'm gonna try and do a pixel perfect pick up the axe, slay all the snails. But yeah, I admitted in the last video that I kill snails and flies IRL, so I hope snail rights activists aren't gonna try and, like, murder me. Like, if I'd admitted that I kill octopuses in real life, I just hunt them down and kill them all. Fucking hell! So jumping without doing a run-up does stop you jumping forward as far. There is some slight physics in this game, a bit weird. Yes, it didn't land on that, so I didn't have to wait for these stupid snails to move. But yeah, I'm hoping no one's gonna come and defend the snails. No one defends snails. They'll defend bigger-brained mollusks like these octopi, but no one likes snails. Or slugs, or puppy dog tails. Yeah, they do like puppy dog tails, actually. Well, they like the puppy dogs that the tails are connected to. But no one likes snails or slugs or flies, except maybe spiders, but they like them in terms of food. Why is this angel murdering all these flames? Are not flames one of God's creations? Like weird toads that change colour when they're hit with an axe? Oh my god, maybe it changed colour because its blood had smeared all over its fucking body when I hit it with an axe. It's kind of weird that it can actually survive one hit to the face with an axe. That is one hardy toad. But yes, I'm trying to be a bit more patient. I'm just holding down the run button constantly. The game tries to punish you for that. It tries to discourage you from running all the time so you can do these huge jumps and clear gaps. And like, it really helps you if you're holding the run button down. If you fall onto a moving platform, well, one that's falling down, because you can just jump up really quickly and get to the next area. But if you're holding down the run button, the controls are super slippery, and you're just going to fall off any platform you're standing on. Like, it's as bad as standing on ice, no matter what the ground beneath you is supposedly got the texture of. Like, even if you're standing on sand, which is supposed to be, like, really gritty, or rock, it's as slippery as walking on ice. That mushroom looks like it should be toxic, but it isn't. Why are all these bats trying to kill me? Do they all have rabies? I am curing rabies in this region. I am the cure for rabies. It is a hammer to the head of everything that has rabies. Why are all these boulders attacking me? This looks like the exact same level I was in last time. Oh no, there's snakes in this cave. Snakes, why has it got to be snakes? I'm in a snake pit now. It's a very similar level to the previous one. Don't tell me that the levels are all just going to be cut and pastes of the first 4 levels over and over again. Oh no, it's different now. Let's see if there's any new elements apart from these springs. So that was an interesting jump. It's weird that these snails are everywhere though. Is this like the kingdom of the snails? Because there are snails like everywhere in these big buildings. Who built these buildings? Because no one seems to have hands. Like, apart from those weird natives who have the fruit heads, I'm the only person with hands I can see. There's bats, I guess. Oh, I really thought I was gonna burn my feet for falling in that fire. I was gonna get some hot feet or something, which would not have helped me. That platform looks suspiciously like it's gonna fall, but it didn't. It was supposed to trick me into jumping onto these skulls. But I just about stopped myself, which is great. How are those skulls meant to kill me anyway? I suppose they're glowing with blue fire. Are they radioactive? Are they made of uranium or something? I'm not going to question the logic of a game with floating platforms. That's always a good idea. I heard a strange sound then. Was that an extra life sound? It can't have been a continue sound. Oh no, they're not even changing the background. Now I'm gonna jump on this skateboard even though I know it's a bad idea, because I kinda like the extreme 80s vibe you get, or the extreme early 90s vibe. It is hilarious that skateboards were seen as super cool at the time, that they were the cool dude's weapon of choice, when they're like the lamest method of transport now. I suppose it's for tryhards who think they're cool. Especially if you're wearing a ginormous fucking... I've just offended every skater listening. I'm so sorry to have offended you. Oh, that platform was camouflaged. Yeah, I just noticed the platform. I could have probably jumped all the way across the gap, but I decided, hey, I'll be smart and land on this platform that I almost missed. And then I realised, oh shit, the platform's falling. I wonder if there's any way to tell if a platform's going to fall before you stand on it. Do you have to use trial and error? Fucking hell. I'm going to have to wait for this snail to move a bit further from the edge of the platform if I want to land on that platform, because then I'm going to slip if I fall on the platform, and I don't trust myself to just... Oh, I did jump. I wasn't trusting myself to do a normal jump. I was going to do a running jump, but then I'd slide over the platform. Oh god, I had to do it again. This is getting some rather pixel perfect jumping. This game, well, it's not very pixel perfect at all, but it's a bit too perfectionist for my liking, since I am rather crap at games. I'm used to modern video games, which don't demand anything from you at all. Ah, good, I'm glad that frog jumped over my head, rather than on my head. I'm still holding the run button all the time, even though I just complained. Oh, fuck! I starved to death just before the goal. Well, I have 1 life left. 1 life. to achieve this. Oh fuck, I'm all the way back here. I'm never going to achieve it. This is a rather difficult level. This is a test of my skill. This platform is gonna... Oh good, I thought it was gonna move back into the edge of the screen. I got lucky once. Will I continue from the very start of Area 2? No, just the start of this round. Hopefully I can clear it this time, because this video is getting rather long and I want to cut it soon. I was going to cut it when I ended the level. I was thinking of cutting it when I died just then, but then I'd probably skip to the start of the next level, and I don't want you guys to miss my pain as I... Why did I just land on that platform? I knew it was going to fall. I can actually see the platforms, like the ones that are going to fall now. They have a slightly darker colour. I'm slowing myself down on this skateboard. By holding backwards you slow yourself down, and by holding forward you speed yourself up. Like, it's useful to have a skateboard just because it protects you from damage if you get hit. You're not like a one-hit kill thing unless you fall down a pit, but most of the things in this game seem to be pits. Like, that vitality bar, you'd think it was a health bar in a modern game, but in an old game like this, you know it's not a vitality bar. I mean, you know it's not a health bar, because everything will kill you instantly in the game from this era. Well, I fell on the rock again, but it didn't kill me instantly this time. I mean, the last level before the boss, it seems every area has 4 levels. I think I'll continue to the boss before I cut this short. This is becoming a very long video, as I just said, but I don't really care. I want to murder the boss and see what the next head he has is. Well, presuming the boss is gonna lose his head and get another new head, maybe it will be completely different. Oh, I can't be bothered to kill everything here. I am becoming merciful, but only due to laziness. These last levels seem rather easier than the more platform-heavy ones before them. They're much more combat-focused. But this axe is a really cool weapon. It can kill pretty much anything as long as... What the fuck did I just drink? I drank some milk? Ah! He doesn't die in one hit. And he doesn't try and jump over me like he did last time. That's a shame. Oh, fucking hell. I almost got killed by the frog. And this axe does not protect me. That frog should actually be jumping towards me. It shouldn't just sit there waiting in the corner to for me to come close. It should try and come close to me if it's in range for me to hit. Why am I giving it tactics? I'm glad the enemies are stupid. They're just stupid, brain-dead animals, and I'm murdering them all. How do I fit all this infinite number of axes in my pocket? Like, my little brass skirt fits 1,000,000 axes in, it seems. And when I'm hit, my axes disappear. I'm really worried about these little ramps, since the first one had boulders come down at me. But then again, the boulders in the cave come along when I'm on flat ground. Oh, the music's changed, I'm at the boss. What the fuck were those spiders suspended from? I'm not going to run to the edge of the screen and get hit, so I have to hit him in the head to kill him. Oh, is he taking more hits now? Oh, fucking hell, he is going to crush me. Yeah, I killed him. His fireball disappeared as soon as I killed him. What were those spiders suspended from? The ones that were in the blue without any trees around them? Were they suspended from the atmosphere itself? Were they suspended from the dome of the sky? But anyway, I've been playing for too long, almost half an hour. If you've come this far, congratulations. You have more patience than I would. I will start at Area 3 some other time. Cheerio. Hello good people of the internet, I'm on Assumption and I'm welcoming you back to my Let's Play of Wonder Boy. If you'll remember from last time, I've finally figured out the controls so I can get higher up bananas like that. I've been tricked into jumping into obstacles by those skateboards many times, and I've gone for a lot of identikit. What does that clock do? Well, I was about to say I've gone for a lot of these identikit caves, but then I picked up a weird looking clock. I thought it was going to stop time or something, but no, it has taken me out of those caves and put me in this weird cloud area. I must have jumped through the roof of the cave. Maybe I fit between the spaces in the atoms in the roof or something. Oh, there's a rightward border of this area, not just the leftward borders around. I wonder what picking up another clock will do. Some weird redhead will pick me up. Hi, I'm trying to rescue my girlfriend who has green hair. I'm not cheating on her with this other woman. There are a lot of gaps that you cannot clear with a normal jump. You need to do the running jump, which is weirdly achieved by holding down the attack button. I was demonstrating that you can fall down pits. No, I wasn't. When you're running, by holding down the attack button, you can die quite easily because it makes the controls very slippery. So I was hoping that the controls would be less slippery if I didn't hold the button down all the time. But the benefit of being able to jump massively high more than outweighs that. Oh, this little pit is rather different from other areas in the game. I'm glad the platform can't crush me to death. Like, I was wondering why there wasn't a pit below me. Oh my god, this is a new challenge. I was complaining earlier that the levels all looked the same. Well, here is something different, having to bounce from one spring to another. Springs aren't something new, but the use of springs sure is. Yeah, I'm not very good at video games, as you can see. Thankfully, this game is merciful to those of us who suck at gaming, because I only have to start back where I was anyway when I started this video. Because I hadn't got very far into the level, so I'm not missing out on many checkpoints. Oh, that's good. The frog jumped straight into my axe. He literally jumped into my axe. If someone in a court of law said, he jumped into my axe, you wouldn't believe them, would you? But I would believe me if I said it. No, I believe at that time. Oh god, I was extremely lucky there. I need to be a little more cautious with my jumps, because now that I can jump super high and grab those fruit, I'm not sure how I did the first level without knowing how to do a big jump. I can't even get up these little platforms, these tiny little platforms, these stairs essentially, without the running jump. So yeah, the running jump is practically essential. It should be on all the time. I'm not exactly sure why the game doesn't set run to default, since you never really need this little jump. It's extremely difficult. This is like hard mode, trying to play it without the running jump. Yeah, it makes the controls a bit more slippery to run, but the controls are slippery no matter what the fuck you do. I was trying to play with just normal jumps again, because I like my little tiny hops, but no. I think there's a cost to vitality. I think your health bar, hunger bar, it's the closest thing to a health bar in the game, depletes quicker when you're running, but fucking hell, I has no patience. I don't need that bar depleting at any speed, because I'm going to be impatient no matter, like, even if I have all of the time in the universe, I'm going to be impatient. Having an actual time limit that has killed me a few times, unlike the time limit in Sonic, which only ever killed me when I got stuck a few times at some puzzles. Like, why did Sonic have puzzles in it? Fucking hell! I suck at games more than I thought I did. I told you earlier I'm crap at games. I didn't realise just how crap I was. And how are these birds laying eggs in a cave complex? Oh crap, I didn't pick up the axe. Those bats are gonna murder me in a minute. The bats that are cruelly camouflaged against the background. Jump at me, frog. I can't jump on your head, sadly. I mean, if a frog as big as a person jumped at you, it will probably kill you, but this guy is actually rather fat for a protagonist, so he should actually be able to crush things to death under his massive girth. I have an S. I'm not sure what the fuck an S does, but I've got one. I'm not sure how far this pit goes down. The background doesn't actually look like a cave, unlike the previous cave sections, which just had a deep black abyss going forever. Or maybe it was black wallpaper, I don't know. This cave here, this cave has... God damn it, I don't know how to jump without landing on the rock, because I don't know very much about video games. But yeah, this cave has bricks in the background, so someone has clearly built this place. Who could it have been? Was it the frogs? They're the closest things to something with hands we see. This island seems to have an awful lot of insects and very few tetrapods. I suppose it has a lot of fly eaters. This is the island of fly eaters. The frogs eat flies, the spiders we've seen earlier eat flies. I don't think the snails eat flies, but they eat grass, which is not like a fly in any way, shape or form. But Yeah, my point is completely meaningless now, but I am wondering who built all this shit in this island. Maybe those weird purple-faced natives. My timing is crap. I need an actual clock. I picked up a clock earlier and it magically teleported me to a special zone. But I need an actual clock to, like, in my head. I need the ability to keep track of time in my skull if I'm to make these jumps without horribly dying. What I'm really worried about is the platform moving backwards and moving off the edge of the screen, since the screen doesn't scroll backwards. That or the platform's just starting to fall. I've yet to have a falling platform that is also a moving platform. Okay, I'm going to have to be extremely careful. I don't know how I'm going to survive this. I don't know how to get up there without falling on a fire. And there's about... What the hell? Is that even conceivably survivable? Maybe if you're good at the game, but for me, I think this may be where I end the game. If only my axe could kill fire, but as you can see, axe cannot kill fire. What the fuck is that fire burning on? It's burning rock. It is rock that is burning. Maybe there's the corpse of a frog being burnt or something. I suppose I shouldn't take... What? I jumped on the rock and it crumbled? Does that happen to other rocks or only ones that have a secret waifu doll hiding behind them? I do not know. I'm not going to chance it. And nor am I going to chance floating through the ceiling on one of those platforms. I wish my axe protected me from damage like the skateboard did. This is like the first level I've actually wanted a skateboard to protect me from those fires. Because as we all know, skateboards protect us from flames. Yeah, that's achievable, so maybe the platforming challenge later on is, well, for someone who can do this incredibly simple section here. Well, I know none of these platforms are going to fall down under my weight. They're big stone platforms, although they can fly through the air. They're not going to fall under my weight. Oh dear, I had to move forward a little bit to trigger this one into existing. It didn't exist until I moved towards the edge of the platform. I didn't rely on luck quite as much as last time to get onto that platform. So I'm going to wait for this boulder. Well, I hope it's a boulder. It could be something worse. And then jump over that. Is there going to be another boulder? No. Oh god, I almost ran back into the fire because it's not quite off screen. Okay, I really hope I don't die. I was worried about falling platforms all that time, and then when I'd forgotten about falling platforms, fucking hell, I should have just jumped. I noticed the bat, I tried to kill it, but I shouldn't have tried to kill it. I should have just... Fucking hell, I've got to do all of this again. This game has either suddenly spiked in difficulty, or not playing it overnight has resulted in any skills I had accumulated disappearing. Okay, I'm just going to ignore the bat this time, and the bat will probably kill me if I ignore it. No, it didn't. So the bat spooked me into falling down the hole. I should have just ignored the bat. Batman is best ignored. Well, he's not Batman, he is Bat-Bat. He has all the powers of a bat and bat combined, which is enough to kill me in this game. Well, I suppose, as I was saying, the snail's as big as me, a bat as big as me is probably going to kill me. I'm either a really tiny human or these bats are really big. Well, whatever this world is, they make skateboards big enough for humans, and bees, well, skateboards big enough for my size of human, and giant bees as big as me. Yeah, everything is as big as me, which I'm glad for, because it means they're visible at least. Oh my god, this wave-like pattern makes it really hard to hit them with my axe, or to avoid them, presumably. But I can jump over any obstacle with ease with my super jump, or I can jump into any obstacle. I was trying to jump really high to demonstrate how high I could jump, as if you haven't seen it a dozen times this video alone, and I jumped onto the boulder. I'm hoping it's a boulder. I've said a few too many times, that I think it might be poo, since there's no other source of rocks. But then what are all these big, like, rocks that drain vitality coming from? Is this place very tectonically active? I suppose you can see a cross-section of the island. You can see there are rocks that aren't too far down in the soil, but, like, how is the soil supporting all of this life if it's that thin? Oh god, I walked underneath it. I let its wave-like motion, which it cannot not do, be its downfall. I wish I could axe my way through these boulders. Yes, this is the first hill since the first level that has had boulders on it. I'm worried there will be boulders coming from behind me as well as from in front of me, which will worry me because I'll be sandwiched between boulders. Well, I've got this, which will give me extra protection against anything except a pit, but I'm worried I'll get 2 enemies in close proximity like I did earlier. Oh, I thought that might be an angel. I need God at this point. Fucking hell! He must get mercy invincibility for a few seconds. Well, that's unless I'm shit at this game, which I am. Like, I was presuming the frog got no mercy invincibility and I'd be able to just double tap it. Double tap! Well, I'm gonna be a merciless git and kill you when you are out of range. I've missed some of those dolls, so there's no point in getting them. Oh, shit. I almost died there, but I smashed him in the face at point-blank range. Yes! The angel does allow me to run through fire. Okay, I need the angel. And it allows me to run through people. Yeah, I'll kill you all. And skulls. I'm a little skeptical of the angel's ability to protect me with its horn. Maybe the music it's playing. I'm wondering how it's killing things. Is the music it's playing that bad that it's just murdering everything? In which case, I'm glad I can't hear it. The music in this game is pretty good for its era, though obviously it's not Mario or anything. It's nothing that I will recall unless I've played this game for 100 hours and it's been burned into my head by the amount I've played it. Oh shit, am I at the second level again? The levels are looking a bit more identical again. No, I thought after we had some new enemies like bees and some new combinations of obstacles like 2 springs in a row would have a new level. But this looks exactly like the second level of the first region, except with a lot more octopuses so far. Maybe there'll be some changes later on. I don't want these platforms to be moving and falling at the same time. Fucking hell, I should have waited. I saw that those guys were not going in time. Like, if they were both moving at the same time, I would have been able to jump over one and then jump over the next one. But because they were going at a slightly asymmetric pace or something, like one was going a bit slower than the other one, I couldn't do it. I would have had to wait. Well, I'm taking out my revenge here by just bashing the brains out of all of these things. These things are the closest to vertebrates I've seen in a while. We've got mollusks, we've got insects. Oh yeah, mollusks. Octopuses are mollusks. They're not like vertebrates, which is a bit weird because I've got brains and everything. It always tricks me. Well, my axe is not tricked. My axe will kill anything. It does not care what you're related to. It does not care what kind of organism you are. It just cares if it has the force to destroy you. And it does, because it's a fucking axe. Yeah, I think the falling clouds are even in the same placement as they were in the second level, which is making it weird that I keep dying when it's basically the exact same level except with more enemies. Now those flowers usually mean a crocodile's gonna come at me, bro, or jump over my head. I should have attacked him with the power of God, but I decided not to. I'm still worried that that's a fallen angel, not a good angel. Well, my axe does not have any morals at all. It can kill anything, including a sword. I killed a swordfish with my axe. Now, the swordfish is a vertebrate. Unless it's some clever mimic, fish are vertebrates. They have backbones. I mean, fucking sharks don't, but that's not a shark, unless it's a very strange shark. I forgot the word shark for a second, that's scary. But yeah, those aren't actually on the island of mollusk creatures though, of mollusks and insects. Those are in the waters around it, so my hypothesis that this island has a dearth of, well, backboned creatures it's still valid. I think even the little doll is in the same place as before. Oh shit, bees! And I was almost starved to death, but I finished the level. I'm actually not that awful at this game. I've only lost all of my lives about a dozen times in 15 minutes. In fact, I might have lost one life a minute at this point, but I may yet be able to beat the boss. Okay, these levels are a lot harder, I'm imagining, if you don't have an axe going into them. I should have probably just died and in the previous level and ensured I had an axe when I ran through the exit, because now I have to face shit like this. Okay, phew. I wasn't sure if I could survive walking under these guys or not, because my hair looks like it's about to brush past his mandibles, but it didn't. Okay, I'm gonna... Oh, fuck! I thought that they were gonna wave over me. If I'd stood a few feet further, like a few steps further, I would have survived, but I did not survive. So this makes these levels before the boss, rather difficult, because if you die at any time, if you come in with an axe, they're really easy. If you die at any time, then you've got to face all of these enemies with no weapon, because I don't think there's any weapon in this level. I haven't seen any weapons except right before the boss in any of these boss levels before. So, trying to figure out how these bees work is it's buzzing in my ear, it's annoying me. Yeah, because some of them fly a bit higher and a bit lower. They seem to have different wavelengths to one another. An organism with a wavelength is a bit of a weird thing. God, that guy was running at me really fast. I'm glad I managed to kill it. Huh, someone's already hit that frog. Is on his last life point already. Unlike this frog, fucking hell, I'm glad he didn't jump twice in quick succession, because I would have been screwed if he did. Oh no, oh no, oh no, that's a Grim Reaper egg. Fucking hell, the Grim Reaper doesn't really hurt me that much. I need to grab all of these bananas. Grab all the bananas. Grab all the apples. Grab all the fruit. Because the Grim Reaper will slaughter me otherwise. I hope I can get to the checkpoint. Oh shit, I'm gonna starve, I'm gonna starve, I'm gonna starve. Ah, but I've got to the checkpoint at least. Phew. I hope that wasn't my last life, because... Oh shit, that was my last life, so I'm gonna have... I didn't gain anything. I should have just waited around as soon as I hit the Grim Reaper thing, because the Grim Reaper will just starve you. If there's any... Actually, no, I should have waited around until I was on my last vitality right next to that bunch of fruit. As soon as I'd hit the egg, I should have just stood there and waited until I was down to, like, my last vitality point. That's what I'm going to do this time. It's a boring way to play, but it's the way I'm going to play, because I suck and I need to take no chances if I want to actually finish this shit. Fucking hell, I should be able to crush an insect. How are the insects growing this big? Oxygen levels stop organisms from growing, like insects, from growing to that size. Oh shit. Like, organisms shouldn't grow that big if they're insects, because their lungs, they don't have lungs, they just have a big sack of air inside them. So, and these spiders too, well, they don't really just have a big sack of air inside them, I'm simplifying a bit, but they don't pump their oxygen around, so they'd need incredibly high oxygen concentrations in the atmosphere to sustain a size this big, let alone the kind of diet they must be consuming. I suppose there's a lot of fruit around? Maybe those bats are fruit bats or something, and they think that my little blonde hero's a fruit, so they want to eat him. Well, he's not a fruit, he'll kill you with his axe, if you say he is. But yeah, I'm not sure how the organisms are growing this fucking huge unless there's loads of oxygen. And loads of oxygen would explain why there are fires burning on rocks earlier. Oh, fuck. I'm going to stand here and wait until a banana... No, I'm not going to stand and wait until I can grab a banana. I might as well just die right now because I don't have enough vitality to... Like, even if I grab every banana that I see, it's not really going to help me because he's going to just kill me. Yeah, he's on his last life, so he's going to restart the level anyway. Let's try again, shall we? How many times will I need to repeat this before I can eventually play through without fucking dying every 5 seconds. Quite a lot of times at this rate. I may just skip to the time that I have achieved this level in editing, or I might make you watch every single time I play through this level until I've gained enough skill to finish it in a reasonable amount of time. Come at me, bees! Yes, oh fucking hell, his turning radius got me again. And this is why I shouldn't hold the attack button literally all the time, the way I've been doing. And it is possible to avoid that Grim Reaper containing egg if I'm not an idiot and don't keep jumping into it every time I see it. Like, there are ways of avoiding things. I jumped over those fires on the stairs earlier. So I should be able to jump over these enemies. I'm sure there were only 2 bees the first time I did this area. Well, there are only 2 bees here unless I trigger that 3rd bee. I have to make sure I don't trigger him. Now, I'm gonna have to walk on those, I'm gonna have to fall on those rocks. I think that will decrease my vitality a lot less than hitting the Grim Reaper egg. So I've got to avoid the death egg. And avoid the death egg. What the fuck is this, Sonic? Oh, fuck, no! Falling on the rocks triggers it too. There is no way to survive this section. I just need to complete it with a lot of health available, I'd say. So yeah, this is forcing me to speed up my game. But yeah, I'm on my last life again, so I'm not going to benefit from that checkpoint unless, of course, I can grab enough fruit to sustain myself as I kill the boss. Hopefully there'll be a few more fruit. I thought this was a hopeless run, but it might not be hopeless if I can just kill this guy really quickly. Come on. Oh, my vitality meter disappeared as soon as the fight began. I didn't know that you couldn't starve to death in bosses. Yeah, I killed him before he got one shot in. This will teach him for attacking me. He's getting a bit more human each time he attacks. That will teach him for coming at me when I was starving to death. Well, I will see you guys next time. Hopefully I'll be a bit more talkative. I know I repeated myself a lot and had a lot of dead air today, but I repeated my gameplay a lot. The game was getting a bit repetitive for me, but now the game's no longer repetitive. Oh, a new background, yay! So the game's changing up a bit, but I was making you watch the same thing over and over again because I kept dying, even as the game was giving me something other than caves to explore. Oh, another new enemy. I'm not even sure what these things are. There's some kind of insect again, because everything in this world is an insect. Yeah, I thought those things were going to fall down from the ceiling. Okay, so the game is keeping itself varied. I'm not sure of the optimal strategy to deal with those guys, but now I've died, and we've seen the next phase of the boss, a devil-headed being. He is a demon already. I will stop recording, and I'll come back some other time. Cheerio. Hello, good people of the internet, and welcome back to my attempt to finish Hello, good people of the internet. I'm Unassumption, and I'm welcoming you back to my attempt to finish Wonder Boy. Oh god, I missed that fruit. Last time, I complained that the game was not very, that it was too repetitive, and then loads of new enemies and obstacles appeared as I was saying it's too repetitive, including these flying insect things that hide on the trees and jump out to slice me apart with their giant razor wings, and those massive acorns that bop me on the head. I still haven't figured out entirely how to avoid these things, but I'm sure there is an optimal way of defeating them that will be revealed to me soon enough, and then as soon as I've learned it, I'll have to unlearn it because the game will probably throw some new combination of enemies at me that, well, it will probably throw these same enemies at me in a different way, and I can't jump on them to kill them, even though I jump on giant insects to kill them IRL. they're not really giant insects. I don't live in Australia, so I only have insects the size of my little finger, and I consider them to be giant because they're bigger than most of the insects I encounter. Fuck, I actually run underneath both the thing that flies from the ceiling and the enemy, but I can't do that twice in a row. I felt like God was on my side. I don't need the angel with me. Oh, I see why the angel helps me, because this guy's looking more like a devil every day, or one of those weird people who dye their hair pink. Then again, our girlfriend dyes her hair green, so for the girl we're trying to rescue, I can't really complain about his weird hair choice. But yes, I see why God is with me when... Oh god, I didn't die just then. Yay. When the enemy is clearly some kind of devilish being, and I just achieve a miracle, clearly, by running underneath those things that were trying to kill me. I ran under both of them. I ran under those two, so that is possible, but it's probably ill-advisable because it results in me running headlong into the next enemy. So instead of doing all of that, I should play a little more cautiously. But I know I won't because I'm an impatient man. Fuck! He ran headfirst into my axe. The problem with these flying insects is they swoop down in an arc and you have to run backwards so that they're at the bottom of their arc, because unless they're at the bottom of the arc, your axe will miss them unless you're jumping and firing. Ooh, there's mountains in the background. We has a new background. We are getting further into... Fuck! The mountains are erupting! How am I supposed to avoid this lava flow? A skateboard is not enough to protect you against lava, and now I don't even have the skateboard. I'm just dead at this point. What? Okay. Cautious play, cautious play. If I move cautiously and slowly, I should be able to observe where the lava's coming from and avoid it. Fucking hell, it looks like those volcanoes are targeting me. Well, at least I know where the fires are coming from now. Yay! That was put in a useful place to trick me into congratulating myself when I should have been being scared of having to replay that whole volcanic section again. But yeah, I maybe am in the Jurassic Park or something with all these giant insects and volcanoes everywhere. This is not a very hospitable environment I'm in. I should sue whoever gave me a holiday tour here. Well, the main character should. I'm assuming he's on holiday. It looks like it would be an idyllic holiday destination for an entomologist with all of these insects. Oh, I'm getting better at the game. Maybe I should have got good at the game before I started playing it. So if I slow myself down, I should be able to avoid them. Yeah, oh, slow myself down. I can see the lava coming out in this weird 3D effect. I almost fell in the fire. Okay, so which of those... Oh. Did I lose vitality doing that? I'm not sure how falling into a rock decreased my health. I'm going to try a normal jump. Yes, I avoided it by just doing a normal jump over it. Maybe those insects that fly down at you require a normal jump to avoid. I don't even look at my health, so I'm hoping it's not depleting too fast. I hope I don't randomly starve to death, because I don't even look at that health bar. Oh, fuck. Lava. I wish it was fruit raining out of that mountain instead of lava. It looks kind of like jelly, actually, that lava. It looks like jam. It's hard to tell where things are with this weird 3D effect it's doing. So, I think the entire sprite, no matter where it is in its animation, can kill you. It's just shrinking as it goes up to trick your eye into thinking it's in the distance. I don't care if I've got this doll, because I've missed some dolls in the past. So yeah, this is the first level. Now I'm in a lava-filled cave. This place has a lot of caves. I feel like I'm playing Spelunky or something. I'm going cave diving. So I'm hoping I'm not going to encounter any lava or fire bats or something. There's fire bats in Zelda, so there might be fire bats in this, even though Zelda came out a long time after this. But there's fire bats in an awful lot of video games. So yeah, these bats, they tricked me in the past when I was first playing this game. They made me... Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. They don't need to give us new enemies to give us new challenges. Just new placements of pre-existing enemies can create tricky new challenges, like these bats straight after 3 rocks. They might have done that in the past, they might not have done. They certainly haven't done it right at the start of a level. Now maybe if I jump as high as possible I can hit that bat. No, I don't think I can. Well, I will tank a loss in vitality to grab the bananas that inevitably appear very soon. I'm not sure where the bananas are growing in this cave. It doesn't look like the optimal environment for growing fruit, especially with all these boulders attacking it. Shouldn't these serpents be eating the fruit? I'm presuming these snake are vegetarian snake that eat fruit, because there aren't very many animals and there's an awful lot of fruit and veg. Maybe they eat frogs. Die, Frogger! Fuck! My arc was not optimal for killing it. I think that would have taken me to a special zone, but oh, you're gonna try and jump at me. You have the high ground! Well, I have the axe, and you have the really shitty AI that will stop you from jumping twice in a row into my face. So yeah, it's like with those springs. We were introduced to springs like that at the start of the game, and then we had 2 springs in a row. Yeah, you're gonna jump over my head, not on my head. This is a weird game where the enemies are the ones trying to jump on your head, and you're the one, like, weird for a platform game, because you usually jump on the enemy's head in a platformer, but here, you're the one with the weapons of mass destruction called a fucking axe to decapitate them, and they're the ones with the ability to jump on your head. I think Mario's Fire Flower had a slight arc like this, so this game is just stealing all of Mario's thunder. I really should learn the difference between platforms that fall down and those that don't. I just rely on reflexes at the moment. I cannot tell the difference between these things. Oh, he has a distinct death animation. I pay so little attention to this game that I didn't even notice that before. It's kind of like in Tomb Raider, how Lara dies in so many interesting ways. I like the Saw movies, so obviously I was a fan of all of the distinct death animations in the early Tomb Raiders. I gave up on the game when they stopped animating it in such a ridiculous manner. It's bizarre. They must have spent most of their budget animating death animations in the early Tomb Raider games, because you had so many of them. At least that's what my memory tells me. Maybe I just saw the death animations an awful lot, because as you can see, I suck at video games. And those games, the Tomb Raiders, were harder than this. I am less than halfway through this game, by the way. I'm not sure if I'm less than halfway through. I'm guessing there's 8 levels or 7 levels or something, because that was usually the number of levels you got in a game back in the day. Maybe the game just goes on forever, and I will literally be playing this until I die. Fuck, I'll die of starvation very quickly if I keep tripping over rocks like that. That is a very weird system this game has. Oh shit! The bats go so close to the ground that you can't even hit them at point blank range. Maybe that is a slightly different enemy tactic that they're using. Yeah, I do wonder how these fruit are growing. Is there some UV lamp? Because I can't see the sunlight getting into this cave. I don't think that rock went completely onto the platform like that in the first cave area, which this level is clearly similar to. It looks very similar to the first cave area in the 3rd level of the game, but it's modified to be a lot harder, like another level we saw not too long ago that was a modified version of the 2nd level in the game. So it doesn't need to modify too many assets to get a very different feeling level, which is cool because it allows the game creators to get more with less resources. But I don't see what resources they input, I just see the finished product. And it's quite a challenging game. I complained about it being too easy earlier, and that was my hubris, because this game is hard enough for me. And I'm only halfway through, as I was saying. I'm only halfway through the game, or less, presumably, and it's already killing me all the time. So I'm glad for those infinite continues, which are what originally prompted me to think, if I didn't say it, I certainly thought it, that this game would not be a challenge, that it would be a doddle. Oh, fucking hell. I was trying to land between the rock, because if I land on the rock, I'll trip over the rock and land face first into the barbecue, and I do not want to burn my beautiful, beautiful hair. He's probably got a lot of gel in that hair of his to maintain it in its wonderful shape, so his face would probably go up in flames quite easily if he fell on the fire, as you saw in the animation. He has a dedicated death animation, so you can see what will happen if he falls into the flames. He's not some kind of Indian firewalker. He's not going to survive falling in the fire. He's going to burst into flame and be cooked very quickly as a char-grilled person, which is not a good idea if you want him to save his girlfriend. It's hard to save someone when you're either crushed to death by a rolling boulder or burnt to death by a very stationary flame. I might as well just allow myself to die right now so that I don't get to the last checkpoint and die instantly. It's getting past this first little section with all my lives intact so I can even attempt that challenging part over and over again. Like, this bit should be easy. I just don't have any patience to take on these bats in a sensible manner. I need to take my finger off the run button, and yeah, running headfirst into those rocks is probably the best way to deal with them. God damn it. I have to hit the bats while they're coming down, unlike the insects, who are best hit when they are at the lowest point in their arc. I don't know how those green fruit are getting here, but I'm going to take them anyway. It's probably unhealthy to just eat random cave fruit or cave mushrooms that you see lying around. But when you're being chased by giant boulders and killer frogs, does it really matter what you're taking into your body in terms of diet? You want to avoid the radioactive killer like skulls that are trying to attack you, and the murderous frogs that will jump at you once and then just sit there and wait. Which is pleasant for me, because if he jumped twice, he'd probably have murdered me, but he didn't. He jumped once. And that allowed me to murder him instead. He wanted to kill me, but I killed him instead. Is he going to jump into the flames? Because that would please me greatly. Yeah, so falling into those two rocks earlier wasn't a biggie. I wonder if I'd stood there if the boulder would have avoided my head. That's something you could do in Tomb Raider. I'm not sure why this game is reminding me of Tomb Raider. Oh yeah, the death animations, which were kind of fun. Now I'm going to try and keep my axe to kill anything like this, which pops out at me, but I wish I had a skateboard for once, because that would at least protect me from one of these horrible, horrible things. Oh, no, that's not a skateboard, unfortunately, that's milk. Oh, milk restores a lot of my health. Maybe I need to wait for the platform to... No, I don't need to wait for the platform to go to the bottom so I can jump over it. Maybe if I jump on the platform as it's at the top of, like, because that platform, it slowly comes down. Maybe if I jump, like, right now, and then quickly jump, I'll be high enough to avoid the fires. Yes, that's what I need to do. What? Fuck! I didn't trip as much as I didn't trip at all, I don't think, because well, now I know that that rock's gonna react strangely, I can do different next time. And I know the optimum strategy for that first flame. That second one, like, those flames earlier are probably best to... Come on, jump at me, bro. Ah, fuck. How do I trick him into jumping again? Oh fuck, I think I'm gonna starve. Because this stupid fucking frog won't attack me. Oh. Yes, I actually finished it. I'm sorry I went silent there. I thought I was going to trip over it straight into the skull, but I did not. I actually got through that level. Again, it took me a lot longer than it should have done. I am the master of dying. I am the reason there are skulls all over that cave, because of the amount of corpses I've left. Oh, a completely different level. A desert. I knew the bees have that wavelength, I just didn't know how much it was going to oscillate, because the bees, some of them have a like really narrow oscillation, and some of them are like this guy, and I can hide underneath it. I thought those cacti in the background were going to murder me for a second. It's kind of rare to not have a weapon when you're being attacked. Oh shit, there's loads of new enemies. Scorpions, lizards. The scorpions and the lizards don't seem to have anything unique going on about them like these guys. See, those were moving at a narrow pace. Or maybe they are not. Maybe it's just a visual hallucination of mine. Okay, what the fuck does that guy do? Okay, drops a rock on my head. I'm presuming the rock can still kill me even after I've killed the guy shooting the rock. Oh, so that's what the scorpions have. That's interesting. They can attack really quickly. I'm guessing that's their gimmick, is they run at me quick. Well, I'm gonna grab all these hearts. I am like some kind of murderer who rips hearts out of people's chests to eat them, or I'm like some kind of heart surgeon who rips hearts out of chests. Well, I'm not ripping them out of chests, I'm ripping them out of the air, which is a bit strange. And now I'm gonna go home with this pink-haired girl, who again is not my girlfriend. She better not see this Let's Play, because then she'll see that I've been hanging around with all these other girls. Oh fuck, my hammer can't go through obstacles, but they can go through obstacles. That's kinda cheating. Damn you for cheating using the power of the foreground. Fucking hell. Those two were attacking me at different wavelengths. So, unlike the frogs, those guys can move. And they can also... Fuck, that boulder almost crushed me in a pit. So those lizards can move and jump at the same time, and they can also like move towards me. Actually, are they the first enemies that can actually run towards me, apart from those frogs that like the natives walked towards me, I guess, but those were walking so slow it didn't really matter. And the crocodile, the bipedal crocodiles. Oh, I was going to say that we're going to see a bipedal crocodile because we always saw them in the past in levels, in the boss levels, but this is a cloud level, so I probably shouldn't have picked up a skateboard. And here are the natives who can... Fucking hell, I knew that their speed was too slow for me to have jumped and had them walk under me as I did it, but it was too late. Just like in real life, you can't change the trajectory of jump mid-jump. Only Mario can do that. So there are bees that are capable of flying into the stratosphere, bees that can fly higher than clouds, and these guys not only live on weird islands, maybe we're just a few inches above the water, because there were clouds a few inches above the water in previous levels, but yeah. We are, well, the birds and the bees can fly to the same height in this game's world, which is not the same as in this world, but then again, our insects are not the same size as our birds, so that's one other difference between this world and the world of this game. So I've plummeted towards the earth and become a tomato ketchup stain on the floor of the planet, but fucking hell, I'm not going to be able to pick up my hammer, am I? Oh, yes I am. I'm glad the pixels of the hammer were slightly poking out, and that allowed me to live, but then I jumped face first into her, which allowed me to horribly, horribly die. So yes, I've tried about as much this playthrough as I did in the last. Hopefully I can finish this level before end of time, before I actually starve to death myself. But yeah, I've died in the same way twice in a row. I should probably just let like, if I knew the layout of this level, I'd just let myself die right now, so I had enough enough lives to continue from the checkpoint. The checkpoints is a bit weird, that after losing 3 lives, you have to do the whole level again. It provides some challenge, but at the same time, it just kind of makes you want to die if you've only got 1 life. So the cost isn't that high, and if you've only got one life, you might just want to. You might think, hey, I might as well die completely, so I'll have some lives when I get to the boss, or when I get to the next checkpoint to deal with the next challenge. Thankfully, these guys do not kill me, so like after I've hit them, they become inert and their sprite will not damage me even if I walk into it. Unlike the sprite of these birds, now I need to trigger these birds to come towards me so I can kill them. I need to kill them one at a time, I think. Or I can just wait, because it seems that they have really shitty aim. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. It seems they have really shitty aim. The main problem with these birds is probably not the thing they drop. Is that poo? Are they pooing on my head, those rude birds? The main problem is probably me jumping face first into them. Yeah, God is with me! I have an angel! Die, you motherfuckers! You have annoyed God by building a cloud city. Like the Tower of Babel annoyed God, so I'm pretty sure he would hate a cloud city too. Okay, I probably shouldn't have, like, for once I shouldn't have been cautious, and I was. Oh, fuck. My ability to hit that guy with a hammer is very low, so, oh fuck, I think I've got a checkpoint beyond the angel, so I'm not going to be able to just run through these guys with an angel, which is what I should do. Okay, now I know what I need to do. I'm gonna have to run like the wind. I am the wind several miles into the stratosphere. I cannot wait until my angel has died and try and... Like, I hate having to wait until the angel, like, having to rely on the angel, because I'm not sure when the angel's gonna go away. Oh, fuck. Just standing there while these bees are trying to kill me is pretty nerve-wracking, especially as my hunger bar goes down. Oh, I just about avoided him. Oh, fuck! Oh. Maybe I should have held the jump the run button down. I'm not sure if it's a run button or a running jump button. Now, is that cloud gonna fall? Yeah, that cloud is gonna fall to the floor. Okay, now I've got to kill this guy as quickly as possible. I don't want him to get to use his horrible fireball on me. Fucking hell! He shot a lightning bolt at me, not a fireball. I'm gonna have to restart this whole round again. Okay, I'm not. There is a chance that I will win. There is a chance that I will be able to do this. This is a very difficult section, and I'm not sure how I did so well last time. Okay, so that bee can't actually hit me. It cannot. It's too close to the ground. I have to... That bee can hit me, but the first one swoops just above my head. Okay, so I am very sorry to you that I died, and I'm going to have to restart this whole section again. But I did get to the boss, and now I know that the boss can do a new attack. He has a new attack. I'm not sure exactly how to deal with that new attack, but I hope to get to him with a few more lives so I can see more of his attacks and I'll see more of his one attack and how to deal with it effectively. The timing on the Thunderbolt, like, he's definitely going to unleash one Thunderbolt before I get to kill him. That's a thing that I need to... oh shit. That's the thing that I need to be aware of. He will Thunderbolt me once. But once I've got the timing down, like the fireball guys, those I could kill them all before they unleash their fireball. But this guy, he is going to be able to lightning bolt me before I can before I can kill him. With this angel, I need to just run. The angel did start to fly off into the air shortly before I hit that last skull, so maybe like that. There, he was flying up into the air before I hit that last skull. So perhaps the best thing to do is, oh, I can kill them both. Maybe that was the optimal strategy. Okay, fuck this bee. I've got an axe for once. I have an axe to grind with you. I've usually lost my axe by this point. Why am I saying usually? As you've seen, I've only got to this point once before. But yeah, this will be the easiest time to kill him, because it's the first time. Okay. Yes, I killed him before he lightning bolted me, even as I was saying, oh my god, he's turned into, like, the monster from Monsters, Inc. Well, I didn't get any further than I thought I would. Like, I was saying, hey, maybe I'll get through more than 4 levels. This time I didn't. I've only done 4 levels in an even longer amount of time than it took me than in my last video, and I've ummed-and-erred a lot more than I did last time. I was saying, hey, I'm going to ummed-and-err less, ummed-and-erred more. But hopefully next time the video will be slightly better, and you got to see kind of what not to do in this game. And the game got even more varied with whole new levels. So I will see you guys next time, if you can stand me, and we will get further into this game. Cheerio. Hello good people of the internet, I'm on Assumption and I'm welcoming you back to my attempt to play through Wonder Boy. We got through several diverse environments in the last play. I almost cooked my ass there, and almost become snail food, but no. I'm doing very lucky, actually. I'm not even looking at the screen, practically, and I've managed to get through there. Oh yeah, it's because I had an angel protecting me. I literally had a guardian angel. That's the only way I survived there. But last time we saw various ways in which I could be killed. By bees, by desert-dwelling organisms. In fact, the desert didn't kill me very much, but this little forest is killing me quite a bit already. Well, it's only killed me once. We've got more than halfway through the game, presuming there are 8 levels. We have seen that infinite continues isn't that beneficial when you often die before you've finished the level, so getting back to the checkpoint is not a thing you get to enjoy very often. These organisms, like many other enemies that we've been facing lately, have a habit of avoiding the trajectory of my axe, so I'm hoping there'll be some new weapons to go with my new items. To go with all of these new enemies, but I doubt there will be. I like that this game has managed to create quite a bit of diversity, including diversity in my deaths, by producing lots of combinations of the same obstacles. It doesn't... Fucking hell! As I was saying earlier, the trajectory of my axe sometimes goes over the head of enemies or under them, so even at point-blank range like that, I can be killed unceremoniously by a snail. A fucking snail. What a humiliating way to die. I'm not gonna die again to the same snail. But yeah, like, these strings were present in the very first screen, like the first level of the game, and they're here over halfway through the game. Yes, some new enemies like lizards have been introduced, but the diversity has mainly come from how the enemies are used, how they're placed, which probably saved on art assets in this game. For some reason, the game feels less diverse in its components than, say, Super Mario Bros. Probably because it is. I mean, it's a Mario rip-off, essentially. A good rip-off, but still a rip-off. Where the line between where something's a rip-off and where it's simply inspired by another game is hard to draw. But this was definitely aimed at doing for Sega what Mario did for Nintendo. And from what I can gather, it kinda did, though it was no Sonic, because it didn't really distinguish itself that much. It's got slightly like a slightly faster pace than Mario, but it's not got the complete fast pace Sonic has. I mean, this guy looks like he should be a lot slower than Mario. He really does look fat. I like how all of the obstacles and enemies are nice and big, so the game isn't unfair. It's not got that unfair tactic of forcing you to deal with something that's too small. Fuck! I shouldn't have jumped into the frog. I thought this frog was going to try jumping over me. But yeah, it doesn't have the unfair tactic. I'm slipping over my own words, just like my character's slipping over his own feet. It doesn't have the unfair tactic of forcing... Oh, fuck. I have to jump at the very edge of the screen to get over that gap. Of forcing you to deal with loads of new things all the time that you don't really know how to deal with. Okay, can I finish this level without forcing you to watch it all over again? And, the music is pretty shit. Like, what I was saying earlier, what I was trying to say, is that having lots of elements doesn't necessarily make for a good game, because you might not be using them well, but this game uses its elements well. However, because they all look fairly similar, it feels more repetitive than Mario, maybe. Or maybe I'm just more used to Mario because that's a game that's got its place in history. I'm unlikely to play... As I was saying, this game has too few art assets, so I encounter a brand new set of assets. A mountainy area, it seems. A mountain full of bees. Where are these bees hiding? Well, I suppose they don't need hives to get plants. If there's floating fruit everywhere, they can just attack the flying fruit to feed themselves. Now, without a hammer, this is not going to turn into a skateboard, so I'll have to be a little more cautious this time through. Fuck, I didn't even pick up my hammer. Is this even possible without a hammer? Let us see. I may well starve in these mountains, unlike the bees, who can grab flying fruit. Oh wait, I can grab flying fruit too. Or grab a flying frog to the face and die of that. Hopefully there'll be a checkpoint soon. Though I think I'm on my last life again. Maybe I'm not. I don't know. I'll find out in just a second. That is one slight problem, is things appearing right at the right-hand side of the screen, where you can't really see them. If I was moving a little slower, I might be able to avoid them. So I think I shall move a bit slower in future, but then that causes your fucking stamina bar to deplete. I think the stamina bar depletes more the more actions you do, so if you're just standing there, you're unlikely to starve. What the fuck are these snakes eating? It's like a barren, rocky plain. Maybe they're eating those people. I think they're supposed to be people. I've given up on my delusion that they're actually like giant fruits. But I mean, there are fruit everywhere, so why wouldn't like there be sentient fruit? Okay, that's probably gonna hurt. Oh shit, there's boulders coming up my backside. I don't want to be sodomized by a boulder. Okay, so what's coming? Fuck! I almost got killed by... Well, I did get killed by one. Because they can move through obstacles. They can move through objects. What plane are they in? Are they in the foreground or the background? It's hard to tell at this point. Okay. Is that gonna... Okay, I can run underneath it. Okay, I need to hold the attack button to run, just to jump over these little tiny ledges. Fuck, why did I jump? He was gonna... I literally facepalmed there. I physically slapped my own head with my hand, took it off the controller and facepalmed when that thing attacked me. Because if I'd done nothing, if I had not reacted in the slightest, I would have survived. Yeah, I can grab that hammer without getting brutally murdered by fire. I don't want to get fired. I'm glad these guys are flying in the air above me. Okay, this is... It's hard to judge when I should jump to avoid that guy. Oh god, I forgot the frogs took 2 hits to kill. And I've almost starved trying to play it safe and cautious. But there is one problem with this game, in that it's one of those games where it helps an awful lot if you've played through it a lot in the past and you remember where all the obstacles are. Which is kind of a dick move for people who have skill and want to beat it by skill. I suppose I don't have skill, which is why I fail so often. But yeah, this is one of the first levels where I can just stand still on my skateboard for a few seconds because the wall will prevent me from getting hit. Okay, I have to make sure that I grab all the fruit because my stamina bar is dropping rapidly at this point. I wonder if a skateboard would protect me from a fucking boulder. It doesn't protect me from a pit. Okay, let's see. Oh shit. Okay, if I just stand here, it'll jump over me. See, I remembered that from the last time I played through, and it didn't, and I didn't stand still. So you can learn how to play these games by trial and error, which I think is what the arcade cabinet manufacturers wanted. God damn it, I'm really scared that a boulder's just going to appear behind me and try to crush my backside. But that's one reason I'm constantly running forward. Well, I've done 2 levels so far. I'm getting through these slightly quicker than I did last time. But maybe that will change in the next area. Let's see where we are now. Is it going to be another completely new environment or just another cave? Oh, it's the icy part of the cave. It's a cave, but we're starting in the icy part. So there are stalagmites that can fall from the ceiling. They're kind of camouflaged in the ceiling. As those skulls are kind of camouflaged on the floor, I was looking up to the top of the screen to see the stalagmites, and I almost missed those skulls because the game cleverly tricked me. I'm gonna say the game was clever, and not that I'm an idiot. I'm worried that those statues are gonna do something soon. Come on, mate, fall down, mate. Oh, am I gonna have to run underneath you? Okay, so not all of the stalagmites fall. That's really unnerving, because, oh god, fucking hell, I had to jump in the pit, because as soon as I touched the skateboard, I would have fallen into the abyss. Fucking hell, I should have run into the egg instead of trying to pick it up, because trying to pick it up... How the fuck is a fire burning on ice? What the fuck is this? Physics, where have you gone? Chemistry, where are you? So yeah, those platforms are slightly different, the ones that fall down. The game is really using its camouflage to the best. My eyes are getting rather strained trying to figure out what's going to happen. Fuck! So the stalagmites that fall look slightly lighter than the ones that don't fall. I'm on my last life for this attempt at the level. But I'm remembering the level, I'm remembering the new obstacles, so hopefully next time. Weirdly enough, I was about to say weirdly enough, these moving platforms aren't slippery like the rest of the ice, but they are. It was an illusion, and it's an illusion I will not fall for again. Okay, this is my last attempt for the moment at this icy palace. I'm gonna have to go slow to avoid these stalagmites. I like how the first stalagmite is positioned just far enough in front of you that it's unlikely to kill you. It's right at the start of the level, so even if it does, and even if you're on your last life, you're not losing much if that stalagmite kills you. And then you're introduced to the element, and then straight after a continue, you see those stalagmites and realise, they're not all gonna kill me. So, how does one use stalagmites? You have to look up at the top of the screen to avoid them, while also being wary of these skulls on the floor, and any bats that are lurking in the background, and any pits as well. Fucking hell, I fell into the same stalagmite. My memory is not good enough for trial and error based gameplay. Okay. I may well get through this level though. I'm in the mood. I'm in the zone right now. The icy zone that has fires burning in it for some reason. It's hard to turn around. Oh fucking hell, I did it again! God damn it, what is wrong with me? Does I has no brain? Have I got a giant stalagmite in my brain right now? I think what I need to do is a normal jump rather than a running jump onto that last platform. Okay, it's hard to... Okay, normal jump, I almost slid into it. Okay, fuck. Oh, I thought I was going to bash my head on the ceiling and it was going to stop me from getting over that pit. Fucking bees? Ice bees? Are you kidding me? Well, there's a stalagmite that's going to drop at the edge of that section of cave. Let's run through one last time and see if we can do it. Okay. I'm concentrating a little more, trying to do this as quick as possible, avoid the skulls on the ground, and thankfully there's no pits around here. Avoid the stalagmite. I wasn't going to avoid that, I hadn't actually seen it. but I thankfully walked into a wall which slowed me down sufficiently to not fall into the stalagmite, but that rock slowed me down sufficiently to fall into the pit. Oopsie doopsie. Next go, I'm less far into the level than I was hoping to be at my first death, considering how hard that last section looks like it's going to be. And I thought this part with the moving ice platforms was hard, but nope, there is a harder bit to come. Well, at least I know that I can't bash my head on the ceiling. I wonder if the static stalagmites, the ones that don't fall, I'm not sure if mite or tight is the correct word. Fucking hell, that almost caused me to die because it didn't trip me up the way I was expecting it to. I was doing some compensatory behaviour. Oh, I did the normal jump because I was expecting it to fall down and somehow I still slid into it. That is a really tricky piece. Well, it probably wouldn't be for a competent player. I'm glad nothing else, like the skulls, haven't started killing me yet, but as I get stressed about the game, the skulls and bees and such like will start to kill me. Okay, so a bee is coming. A bee is coming. A bee is coming. A fucking bee is coming! Fucking bee! Can I make this jump? Yes, I can. Fire! Okay, fucking hell! I noticed that last time! I said that's gonna kill me next time, and you know what? It did kill me next time! Okay, let's see if I can do it this time. I don't remember any of the ice because there's been a short break since the last time I played this, hence I ran straight into a skull. I forgot those were on the floor. Hopefully I haven't forgotten all of my gaming skills since that quick pause. I almost jumped into an icicle trying to get some fruit. Thankfully those bananas caused me to slow down because I wanted to turn around and grab the bananas. I didn't jump into the skulls. I should have remembered there were skulls there, but I did not. For I am a fool. Now, let's see. I'm really scared those statues in the background are going to attack me at some point. They look so sinister. I'm presuming the final boss's final form will look kind of like those statues. Well, I has a weapon at least. Not that weapons are useful against gravity, which is my main foe in this section of the game, but it can be used against evil radioactive blue glowing skulls, though it can't be used against rocks, sadly. Come on, moving platform. Okay, this guy didn't kill me for once. I am legitimately shocked. Now I has an axe, so Mr. B can go die. I miraculously survived both of those, but the same spike through the skull that's been killing me in the last few times killed me again. I've come up with a theory as to how that fire is burning on ice. Maybe the atmosphere in this planet is made of fluorine, because if this is liquid water and not dry ice, which I think is a reasonable assumption, then it has the formula H2O. Now, a reaction can only occur if something more attractive for the hydrogens than oxygen is present in the atmosphere, and the only element like that I know of is fluorine. I was waiting for a bat to attack me. Those bees caught me off guard because I thought a bat was going to come along. Well, one did eventually. But yeah, fluorine is more reactive than... I thought that it had started me a little further into the level because these ice sections usually occur later on. I'm still wondering if I jump into one of the stalagmites on the ceiling, if it will kill me. Like the ones that don't fall down, are they just a harmless piece of background designed to trick me into thinking they're going to fall? Or are they actually a deadly, deadly thing that that just doesn't happen to get in range to kill me? I do not know, and hopefully I will never need to know, but I can jump high enough to reach the ceiling, so it does worry me a bit. The fluorine theory about how the fire is caused makes a little bit of sense out of the metabolism everyone seems to have, because if fluorine is in the atmosphere and people can survive that, then they must be using it for energy, presumably, and that would suggest that their metabolism is faster than a normal metabolism since they're using something more reactive. That makes absolutely no sense, by the way. The speed of our metabolism is not determined by the reactivity of the shit that we're using to mop up our protons, but it sounded kind of cool, and I jumped into a fire. No matter what is causing the fire to burn, it still consumed my flesh. I've only got one life left. I will presumably be seeing this level one more time before I reach its exit, but that is not a guaranteed outcome. Unless I really nearly died there. It scraped against my back. Now, come on, Mr. B. I'm shocked that bee hasn't killed me the last few times. Okay, fucking hell, I jumped straight into the fire. I knew I would when I was in the air. Just like in real life, you don't have much control once you're already in the air. Once you're plummeting towards disaster, there is little you can do to avert it. Well, I need to make sure I don't run head first, or feet first, into one of those skulls. Head first is a very strange expression. I mean, when do you ever go head first in something? Well, I got a letter. Not sure what the letter does. Is it a letter of recommendation so I can get a job doing something other than running through ice? My girlfriend better be worth all of the times I've died. Then again, does death really matter if you can just get back up the way this guy does after presumably dying? Well, I'm not sure how the skull's killing me, presumably with its weird blue aura, but what the hell is that thing? The aura. And the skull. Is the skull alive? Is it just an organism that looks like a skull? Like, if I jumped up in the air and I could actually reach those stalagmites, would they hurt me? Hopefully I'll never have to know. As I said in the past, I'm hoping the game isn't going to be cruel enough to make me endure that situation, but knowing the game, like how the game has been treating me so far, it probably is that cruel. And I can only wonder how much crueler it's going to get in the next few levels. I can remember when that stalagmite was the bane of my existence a few short minutes ago, but now I have a new foe. I forget everything that happened after this, except that there was a bat involved. Okay, I've got quite a bit of fucking health. Oh shit, I thought I was gonna die trying to change direction. Fucking bats, they're too slow. Okay. Oh dear, that was rather more pixel perfect than I'm accustomed to doing. Ooh, ice spiders. What is this? Game of Thrones? Oh wait, no, the ice spiders haven't actually appeared in a Game of Thrones yet, or in the books they are based on. Now, should I jump when it's at the bottom of its arc or when it's at the top? I'm going to try when it's at the bottom. Why did I do that? For what purpose did I do that? I knew I was going to die as soon as I jumped. That was a big silly of me. I need to get an axe when I enter this section of the level. It's almost impossible without an axe because of those 3 skulls in a row. I'll have to do pixel perfect jumping, which the controls for this game are not designed for. Well, not pixel perfect, just pixel pretty good. As you've seen, I can scrape my back against a stalagmite without it hurting me, so it's not really a perfect gameplay required game. It's just a better than I have got to offer gameplay required game. Thankfully, it has the limitless continues, and I always forget about that stalagmite, so I'm glad that there's that ice wall that I also always forget about, that stops me from running headfirst into it. Well, I have an axe. Hopefully I'm not going to fucking die before I get to that last section of the level, where the axe will actually be useful. I want to axe that bat a question. I want to axe these skulls too. Die. I'm getting my revenge on you for what you did to me earlier. I will get to my blood vengeance. Well, the skulls didn't do anything to me, my own stupidity did something to me. Jumping as soon as I landed on the platform is not a sensible idea. For once, that bee is in a position where it's not likely to kill me. And that stalagmite hasn't been killing me lately. Maybe my gameplay is improving slowly over time. I'm on the lookout for you, Batman. You're not going to get me this time. I'm actually going to be able to murder you. You want to murder me, but I will murder you instead. If I can line this up. I hope I don't starve to death waiting to kill those guys. Okay, I'm done with this. I'm gonna kill these spiders. Ooh, shizzle. I almost died because I didn't realise that the spider was gonna be that close. Okay. This platform I thought was going to collapse under me as soon as I landed on it, which is why I jumped. Fucking hell, I'm going to have to do that section without a axe, but at least I have 2 lives this time. Yeah, I got a little nervous, and I'm incredibly nervous for this pixel-perfect jumping. Is there a way to run and jump over all of these? Well, I'm gonna test it out. I think I could make that jump if I run right up to the first skull and jump, but I'm not sure if I'm confident enough to try that out. Well, first I've got to get to that section again. Come at me, Batman. Whee! Okay, either way, I'm screwed. If I try and hug the wall, I'm likely to hit I'm likely to hug it too much and hit the first skull, or hug it too little and hit the middle skull. And if I try and pole vault over all of them like I'm some kind of fat Olympian, then I'm likely to hit the last skull. Last skull? I can't even pronounce last anymore. This game is ruining my ability to speak. It's literally killing me. Every time I end the game, part of me dies in real life. But yeah, I am gaining skills needed to complete this level from the very beginning up until the point where I need the axe without dying. Because you only get an axe at the beginning, so if you want to avoid that platforming later on, you have to do well here, in this early section of the level. And turning on this ice or getting enough of a run-up to effectively clear these gaps without running into an obstacle is difficult. But thankfully, as I still have an axe, killing that insect is not difficult. That wasn't an insult, it really was an insect. Okay, this is the only go I've got at this with an axe. This jump here will render everything nigh impossible, unless, of course, if I ever die, so I need to make sure I don't die. So I need to clear this gap, not die as I clear this gap, kill the Spider-Man, so I don't have to time my jumps. I think I know how to time that jump, but I'm not gonna chance anything. I am starving, so... Fucking hell, it didn't move as close to me as I thought it was going to, so you're gonna have to see me do some more platforming. That's one bit of platforming my axe will not save me from. The platform that moves towards me. Okay, I'm just gonna speed through. Fucking hell. I can get rather close to these skulls without them killing me. So yeah, that's the way I'm supposed to do it. I'm supposed to just pole vault over the whole lot. It's quite a leap of faith. Faith that I'm not going to hit something, which I did with that spider. He bummed me between the legs. His bum rose up between my legs and it killed me somehow. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe it's because he's a fucking spider and he secreted some web fluid in there or something. Fucking hell. I thought I was going to jump into the middle and then jump on. I was getting a bit cocky. Yes, me cocky with the game, despite my repeated deaths. How many times have I died in the last 12 minutes or so? This is just a death march so far, or a death skate. I'm skating to my death. Is ice skating dorkier than skateboard skating? Like, it's hard to tell which of the 90s ideas of cool were dorkier. No, ice skating was never seen as cool in the 90s. I don't know why. Maybe it's because only, like, posh people could do it. Because you need a special environment and such. Oh, this is going to be tricky to actually grab that hammer without sliding into the abyss. Well, it's not just abysses I have to worry about, it's spikes from the ceiling and skulls of death. I don't need to be told by a game that a skull is going to kill me. I like that the game can at least reason that a skull gonna kill me, which is what they reason when they put skulls on bottles of bleach and such, that, you know, don't drink this shit if it's got skull and crossbones on it. It's not special pirate juice, it's death juice. And these guys are not juice, but they are death. Yeah, I got a bit more cocky, or, well, less cocky and more annoyed at the game, so I'm running more, and that will cause me to die even more, which will cause me to get even more annoyed at the game, which will cause me to make even more mistakes. Yeah, this is not a good feedback loop we're in. At least I know how close to the end I am, thanks to the game having a really repetitive structure, where you, like, every level has its 4 parts, at least as far as I can tell. There's not going to be a level that has 3 parts or a level that has 2 parts, so I need to run and jump when it isn't at the fucking hell. I'm not going to have time to turn around once I land on the next platform, so I have to jump while it's coming down, rather than when it's actually at the bottom of its arc, because I need to account for the amount of time it'll take me to reach the thing. I keep slowing down trying to grab that fucking strawberry. This is how little cost-benefit analysis I'm capable of. I will try and grab a strawberry, even... Fucking hell, I made the same mistake twice in a row. Because this is why I jumped immediately after landing on that platform the first time I got to that point. Even though I didn't see a platform to jump onto, it's because I was slipping so much I knew I couldn't turn myself in time. Yeah, that's me retconning history. I am a historical revisionist. I will, like, rewrite history to make myself look like the good guy in real time, which is what I'm doing. Not the good guy, but the person who isn't completely shit at video games. I'm forcing you to watch his misery as he repeatedly dies on the same rather easy level. Like, this can't be the hardest level in the game, because this is only halfway through. It's at least halfway through. Well, I'm hoping it is, but it's no more than that, which is worrying, because I'm just wondering how many times you'll have to watch me play the levels that are later on actually intended to be a great challenge. Okay, jump over that pit grass skirt boy. Okay, can I stop it? Yeah. Oh, I think I just hit the ice spike with my hammer. I think the hammer can destroy those, which is not something I'd even contemplated before. Now, is there any way in hell that I can hit that skull with my axe? No, I don't think there is. Well, at least I know how to do that jumping section now. I should be a little more cautious with my axe, because every time I use it, it makes me starve, and starving makes me a bit impatient when it comes to jumping, and that leads to errors. Oh, fucking hell, I need to wait until I'm at the end of the platform to clear to the moving platform, because it's slightly higher than me, so I can't just, like, aim to reach the platform horizontally. I need to reach it while I'm at the peak of my jump, which is not something I usually have to account for while doing this platforming. Yeah, I rose above you, spider. Why didn't your webbing catch me? I don't know. Maybe because it's non-existent invisible webbing. Yeah, this is really beginning to annoy me now, because I've got to... And I'm not going to be able to do it this time, because I don't have a weapon. I need a weapon. I'm getting very First Amendment with this game. This game is set in a world where you do need to have weapons with you at all times, specifically stone axes. Yeah, now, what I've got here, I can wait. Fucking hell! Like, I'm having to jump before the platform is even visible if I plan to reach it. Or is that the mistake I'm making, is jumping before the platform is even visible? I really need to sit there and wait for the timing, but I'm usually starving by the time I've got to that point in the level, which decreases my willingness to wait around for a platform that might not come before my vitality has reached 0, and I'm really hoping that the level ends after that and no surprise stalagmites or bats or bees or stalagmite bat bees come to do their worst to me once I've got there. like once I've actually cleared that jump, presuming I ever clear it, it's possible that this is where my journey ends, that I will never clear that jump. I won't allow that to happen. I will find some way to survive this level. Fucking hell. But I keep thinking, hey, I've learned how to deal with all the earlier problems in this level at least. And then I do some stupid shit like that and run into a stalagmite. And it really is face first into the stalagmite since it's coming down to my face. But usually when you say, oh, I did this face first or head first, you're lying. Because most people do not move with their faces, they move with their feet. Right into a fire. I've got some hot feet. I'm dancing around with my feet in the fire. And so I've put my feet to the coals. And it did not help me work very hard, it just helped me burn and die. Yeah, I wish that the platforms were slightly more visible, and I need to start trying to shoot these stalagmites with my axe. Now I know that's a possibility, a thing I can do. I need to actually start running backwards in mid-air if I want to avoid getting horribly killed by that thing. So I'm not going to try and do what I did by luck that one time where I ran and jumped over both the skulls and the bat and collected the strawberry in one go. Now I doubt I will get over this guy. So yeah, that seems to be the optimal strategy to clear that spider, is to just run and jump as soon as the spider appears. Okay, so I'm on the moving platform, I am on it. What's here? Yes, it is the end of the level! Finally, you have got to see another level out of me. I'm sorry it took so very, very long. I was playing while I was on lunch break at work. I'd run home from work to play for 15 minutes. Then I paused the game, went back to work for a few hours, came back in the middle of that last level. That's why there was a pause in the middle after about 15 minutes. And that could have disrupted my ability to play, but no, the reason that I sucked so bad was because I suck, and now I've started this level with no weapons, so it's going to be a lot harder. Like, you have to clear these levels that are full of enemies in one go if you come in with an axe, or you have to play them the way they're intended, with difficult platforming involved. Yay, more difficult platforming. I'm sure we're all fans of that after the previous level. Hopefully it won't be as difficult, because these last levels don't usually have moving platforms. I say as if I've seen loads of them. I've seen like 4 of these last levels of around, which have the boss at the end. I mean, the Cloud one had a lot of moving platforms, so I'm just completely bullshitting you when I say that they don't usually do that, because 1 out of 4 of them has done that. Now, should I try running through that instead of, yeah, well, that's what I did. I ran through the rock instead of trying to jump over it and landing in a spider. It's better to slightly lose vitality than completely lose my life. Oh, I've got a weapon early on. Okay, time to kill this crocodile. When you see those flowers, it's a warning that you're going to be attacked by a murderous crocodile, which is slightly weird. Hey, this is trying to lull me into a false sense of security, isn't it, with these slightly easier snail enemies before a bunch of frogs and bees. No, these are still fairly reasonable enemies. I'm worried that something less reasonable is gonna just run up to me, like a crocodile's gonna attack me from both ends, or maybe boulders are gonna roll down everywhere, or we're gonna have another volcano. Yeah, we had a fucking volcano last time I played, so at least I haven't been attacked by the mountain itself this time. I could run through these, but I'm feeling vengeful for that spider that kept making me fall into a pit, so I'm just killing everything that comes within range of me now. Who is that alligator? Is that the main villain, or is he like a messenger? Is he like Marathon for our final villain? I almost jumped into a spider. Like, is he like the messenger who tells him, hey, boss boy's coming, you'd best Now, is he going to try and lightning bolt me again? Because that lightning bolt was harder to avoid than the fireball. I say, as I get hit by the fireball that I just said was easy to avoid. Yeah, I jinxed myself massively. It is very strange how quickly I've been acing this level. Well, so far I've been acing it. After doing that jumping over the skulls and the bat thing, I know slightly better how I can clear obstacles with my jump. Okay, I need to hit him in the head as many times as possible. Fucking hell, I should run a bit towards him so the fireball bounces over my head. Well, one more go through this level. Maybe I was premature in saying that this level won't take as long as the previous level, but it does give you an axe halfway through, which is a mercy I did not expect from a level this late into the game. These guys look very... They move in a very weird way. They, like, rotate their head towards you as they walk. So I just need to run straight towards that rock, because the bee will buzz over my head if I do that. Now, if I was trying to complete this game in a no-deaths run, I wonder how many minutes I would get through it. Probably not even one. Fucking hell, this is the problem of not being able to move once you've set a jump in motion. I jumped slightly backwards and I couldn't stop. Like, I knew as soon as I jumped that that was a bad move. But nope, that was an incorrectable mistake. It was a death sentence for me. So yeah, that is one way of avoiding that. Now, am I on my last life? I think I am, so there's probably not much of a point in worrying about my vitality, which is draining like a motherfucker right now. But I'm gonna get to kill an alligator at least. So how is the villain informed that I'm coming if this guy is his messenger? If this is the Hermes of the evil frog overlord? Die, Frogger. Turn red in your own blood. I'm presuming that's your blood that I've been smearing all over you by killing you, by hitting you with an axe. So yeah, there aren't any enemy-based surprises. This is a fairly simple level, not much platforming to do. The worst part is this boulder coming up. I just need to remember the boulder, and this guy, I could probably kill him. I'm not sure if that would achieve anything though. Okay, there's a boulder coming up. There's a boulder coming up that I can jump over. I don't need to worry about that fire if I just murder all the snakes. And now hopefully I'm not going to fall into the pit. And time to rapid fire spam this guy. I could probably jump over his head. Oh good, he's moved back. I'm being a little more cautious since I don't have vitality during the boss battles. So stop being a stereotypical, like, slime monster. Like, he looks like the guy from Monsters, Inc. He really does. But obviously this wasn't stealing the idea, since this came out long beforehand. It's a simple look. Well, I will see you in the next region. Hopefully it doesn't take me quite as long to complete as this one did. I said that last time and it didn't, and my hopes did not come true. This game will dash my hopes. But, cheerio. Hello good people of the internet, I'm an Assumption and you are watching my attempt to finish Wonder Boy, which is probably going to be an attempt in vain because I have died every 5 seconds in my last 2 videos. Okay, that's slightly over-exaggerating how much I die, but only slightly. I'm shocked that I haven't died so far, but only because this level hasn't been giving me too many difficult challenges so far, like that falling platform right next to a pit looks slightly too large for me to clear with a normal jump. Okay, I would have had to walk into the snail to get that axe. I could have got it, but I wasn't feeling like endangering myself for an axe, since if I die before the checkpoint I can grab the axe again, and oh shit, I'm not gonna get an axe for the rest of the level now, am I? I suspect that this level is... Oh, cool. Angels to kill my foes. I suspect this level is going to be more about platforming. Ah, cool, I didn't realise that I could destroy destroy boulders with my, oh, this is going to be difficult because this frog is going to... No, he didn't jump at me, how weird. Maybe once they're covered in their own gore and entrails, which I'm assuming is why they go red once you hit them once, they are less likely to leap into you. Maybe they've learnt their lesson. Okay, is this platform gonna fall? Is this gonna fall? No, it's not gonna fall, that's good. Oh, I'm at the end of the level already. This seems a little too easy. Fuck, I jumped over the fish. I can fly higher than the flying fish. That's good for me. Fucking hell. I was doomed as soon as I didn't jump. As soon as I stopped on that platform. I should look at the platforms, because the clouds that fall are slightly darker than the clouds that don't. Okay, die. I'm not going to try jumping over you again. That was a miracle. And I don't want to rely on miracles. Oh. Have I got to the end of the level? I have got to the end of the level. Now, the next level will probably take a ridiculously long time to compensate for that one being slightly easy. So the difficulty curve of this game isn't particularly consistent. The last boss level only took me about 4 minutes to do, and this level's only taken me about 2 minutes. And but then there was a level that took me over 20 minutes to do before those. And it was one of these cave levels. It was an ice-filled cave, and that's what you missed out on if you didn't watch the last episode of this, and if you didn't, I'm not sure what you're doing here, but I welcome you anyway. Oh, I thought that platform was going to rise up, like, right into the sky. Now, is that skateboard something I should be grabbing? I will keep that in mind as I play and see if there are many pits. There haven't been too many pits so far, so the benefit of moving faster and not getting killed in one hit, like moving faster means less chance of starving. I'm really worried something's going to fall from the ceiling onto my head after that ice-filled cave, which had stalagmites dropping all the time. But so far, I don't see anything like that. I even see snails. I welcome you, Mr. Snail. Okay, am I gonna be able to jump over both of them and not land in the pit? No, I'm not. I think I can jump over the rock and the fire and not land in the pit. If I have skill or luck. With me, it's more likely to be luck than skill. Well, I'm glad this level is giving me axes galore to hack my way through my enemies. These skulls are not going to withstand the brute force power of an axe blade for very long, or a bloody tomahawk. Unfortunately, a boulder is slightly sturdier than a skull, and whatever this thing is made of, it can withstand my attempts to do anything but jump over it. I need to wait for the rock. I need to trigger it somehow. I'm not sure how close to the edge of the pit I need to get to trigger it, but I need to trigger it and then wait for it to fall into the pit. I need a little patience. Only a little patience, but a little patience is necessary to clear this section. So yeah. With an axe, all things are possible. And with a skateboard, even more is possible. But only if I can kill this bloody snake. Don't you shield him from my vengeance, Mr. Boulder. Oh, I managed to slow myself down enough to kill all of those things. And I will kill these things too, whatever the hell they are. Okay. Can I platform my way through this level on a skateboard? It will be difficult, especially if there's any moving platforms. Okay, cool. So the skateboard is definitely a good idea for once, because it allows me to tank that skull, which is fire. It allows me to tank the fire, so that's gonna fall as soon as I land on it. Nope, it's gonna move. Is this gonna fall or move? It'll move. Okay. And that was just pure failure on my part, trying to jump through a platform. So I doubt this level will take quite as long as the ice caves, since I think those ice caves were the third level, though, of the set of 4 levels. So I think each set of 4 levels in an area get progressively more difficult, and it kind of resets the difficulty a bit. Why do I keep failing to trigger that boulder? I know it's coming, but for some reason, I just want to jump over that pit anyway. I think, no, I'm going to blame the controls again and say that the controls are designed to make you want to go forward. I think everything in this game is designed to make you, your like health deteriorating over time, the controls having enough inertia to make it take a second or so for you to stop once you take your hands off the controller. All of this exists to give you a lot of forward momentum, which is good for the game. It makes it a very fast-paced game, but it can trick you into having a bit too much forward momentum if you're like me, and then you will just fall to your death an awful lot, or run into your death. If your death is fire or bees, it was one of the two, I knew. No, not the bees! Or the fire. I don't want either Wicker Man death. Does the guy die in the Wicker Man, like the remake of it? I cannot watch the remake, even though I like Nick Cage. I wonder, does he die of the bees, or does he get to see the fire? This is a bit of a lame movie if he doesn't even see the fiery Wicker Man of death. Well, my guy is not in a Wicker Man, he is in a big cavern of doom, which has the bees in abundance. I'm in some kind of rocky beehive at the moment. Fucking hell, well, I've taken both ways out of this dilemma. You can either run into the fire or into the bees. Well, I don't actually have to run into either of them, but I've chosen to run into both. It's not really a choice, it's more complete and utter failure, as you can see. I need to take a deep breath and try and play this in a way, try and play this with the caution my character would be playing it. Like, if he dies, he thinks, this is it for me, I will actually die. I won't just restart at the last checkpoint, like, forever and ever and ever. He thinks that he'll actually die, and so he is a lot more cautious, as I should be. I say as I jump headfirst into a deadly, deadly pit. This is not the caution that I would exhibit if I were a blonde-haired hero. I would be a lot more cautious, so why am I making him act like an idiot who wants to die or something? Now where's the next egg? Because I need that skateboard. I think I'm not going to get the skateboard because I didn't clear that previous section with a hammer. I believe that the hammer was essential to get the skateboard, in which case I'm rather screwed, because I'm not sure how to deal with this next section without a ability to tank a hit, or the ability to platform very well. Damn your inability to kill fire's axe. Why do firemen have axes if they can't hack a fire to pieces? You're useless, Mr. Axe. Well, at least I didn't jump headfirst into that deadly, deadly boulder. Now, at the last stage of the level, this guy goes forward a bit. That guy will drop into a frog. So I need to remember he drops me into a frog. This is further than I got last time. Okay, so where do we go? What's down there? There's a rock. Presumably there's a fire or something on the other side. No, there isn't. That's just the end of the level. Well, let's see what... it took me less time to clear that than I thought it would. Let's see what's in the next area. And I got my doll! My doll collection is very incomplete. I'm not a particularly good nerd at collecting dolls. Now let's see if this cave is as difficult as the previous cave levels. Well, I've lost my skateboard almost instantly, which would have helped me fight that bee and person who attacked me at once. It's weird that they were attacking me at the same time, because if I could avoid one, I could pretty much avoid both of them. Well, I seem to be accidentally stumbling across this woman's love quite often. Oh, so I still can't go backwards if I miss a heart. That's a shame. I wonder if I'd die if I fell off these clouds. Because these things don't seem to pull me that far forward in the level. Oh, let's see if I do die. Well, I don't think I died. I just got sent right the way back to the beginning of the level. Now, oh, they're not attacking me entirely at once. The two people are. It's kind of strange that they walked at the same rate, because it looked like they'd merged into one being. Now to see this platform rise again from the bottom of the floor instead of just moving up and down, which is weird because the game can do platforms that move up and down. Maybe they thought that a platform that instantly appears at the bottom of the screen would be better since there's a vitality meter and you don't want players to be waiting around for things, or maybe it was just to trick players, to make players have to wait and see, is it coming down or is it going to appear at the bottom of the screen? See, there's one that moves up and down. Oh god, springs again. So I have to run and jump to the very edge of that spring if I want enough momentum to bounce across to the next spring, and hopefully I'll land at the very edge of that spring, which would be a necessity if I want to avoid dying on that. Well, for once a bee is appearing at a point in its arc where I can hit it with an axe. This frog is, well, I was about to say, is protected by the step above him. Fucking hell, I knew the bat was there, but I didn't know it was going to swoop down instantly as soon as I landed. It started swooping down as I was falling down. I'm beginning to understand where it's triggered, where I activate its aggro and it starts to fall down at me. Well, now I know that it's going to swoop down as soon as I start to fall. I still don't know what triggers the frog, as you just saw. I thought that I could move close to the edge, trigger the frog to jump up, run backwards, and then attack it. I could not. I'm just going to have to, plan out my axe movements better. Like, I need to line up my shot for my axe, so I can hunt that frog and have some beautiful frog meat for supper, except a hero does not like to eat frog, for whatever reason. I wonder if I could jump over the frog. Yes, I can. And I can jump over the bat. So just running jump straight at the bat if I want to avoid the bat, because I will leap over its head if I do a running jump straight at it. Fuck, I glitched through the platform. I was about to say, oh no, I died, but I didn't. I glitched through the platform instead. Well, that's some revenge for the previous frog murdering me. At least the frogs can't be camouflaged in this setting. Now, can I get across? Yeah, I can. I didn't even hit the rock. Well, hopefully I can finish the level. I doubt I will, but I'm on my last life, so if I die again, I died in the worst possible way. I just didn't press the jump button. I was about to say I'll have to do all of this again, but it's not that difficult. There's no spikes falling from the roof to kill me. The enemies are lining up in a simple enough pattern for me to slaughter them. Unless I wait. If I'd waited before spamming attack, then maybe the bee would have been at a different point in its arc and could have hurt me, but I did not wait. I just killed thoughtlessly. I don't wait before I kill. Or before I jump on a rock that decreases my vitality a tiny, tiny amount. I'm not sure what those little wait for the platform sections are for, because your vitality doesn't decrease enough for it to really matter. I really should have waited for that platform, but I'm saying the vitality doesn't decrease quickly enough for it to matter, but I still, given the amount of fruit that's available, but I'm still not waiting, even as I say that waiting isn't going to hurt me very much. I'm still ignoring waiting. Oh, I could have got a doll, but I don't care for the points that much. Okay, now to actually press the jump button instead of waiting for my character. Why am I not pressing the jump button? This isn't Zelda Ocarina of Time. He's not going to automatically jump as soon as he hits the edge of a ledge. Well, I've got enough lives that I should be able to finish this level despite not really knowing what's coming next, if I don't keep making silly leaps of faith like that. Oh, one moving platform to the next. So I'm going to have to avoid a bat while I'm on a moving platform, since I have abandoned my weapon. Hopefully a weapon will appear in that. Yes, a weapon has appeared. So I do not need to do platforming on a moving platform, which will be rather tricky, I presume. Now I can just wait for this guy to appear. I should wait for the next platform to appear before I try jumping at it. I shouldn't jump on a platform that hasn't even come into existence yet. It's a rather tricky thing to land on something that doesn't even exist. Eventually I'm going to get frustrated enough that those bees will kill me. The ones that I've been saying are practically impossible to kill you. Now let's see if I can leap over its head. Yeah, we leaped at the same time. Leapt at the same time, whatever you call it. Now I've cleared that pit. I wish I could just jump over that pit. It's rather frustrating since it's not a challenge, but you do have to wait for it. A lot of the time the solution to puzzles seems to be just run as quickly as possible. Ooh, I almost ran headfirst into the frog because I thought my double tap would have killed it, but it did not. It somehow survived. Okay, so you have to turn slightly in mid-air if you want to avoid dying to those springs. If you want to avoid overshooting and landing just beyond the spring, but you do want to land, well, within the area of the spring that will land you on the next spring. Okay, so wait for the next platform. Come on, are you going to appear? I don't think the next platform... Oh, good, I have to be really pixel perfect to get the next platform to appear before I leap. So are there any bats? No, there's no bats. I'm not going to try grabbing the fruit. That's the one that floats in the air above the moving platform. Okay, is a boulder going to appear? Yeah, I'm a prophet. I predicted that boulder was going to appear. And I can leap over that, so no more boulders. I need to be a bit faster though, since my vitality is depleting at a rather rapid rate. And I would like to finish this level before I starve, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Yes, I got through to the end of the level with one piece of hunger left. So I'm going to start a new level with one life. But an axe. I've got an axe for this next level. And it's a boss level, so hopefully I won't die. Have I got more than one life? I'm not sure. Ooh, moving platforms in a boss level. That's something new. I'll get to see if moving platforms will crush me against the ceiling, presumably. Well, I'm glad my vitality is reset. He must have a big meal between levels. Not that it's hard to find food in this area. He can maybe eat all the creatures he's killing, or if he's a strict vegan who murders enemies, which is what he seems to be, because he doesn't eat any of the animals he kills, he just kills them all. Maybe he gets some crocodile meat, or no, maybe he gets some fruit between the levels, or eats those waifu dolls. Die, Frogger, die! It's weird that the frogs don't jump twice. They're rather strange. Ah, is that thing going to crush me if it comes down through the ceiling onto my head? I doubt it, because platforms have never crushed me in the past. But you can never tell. Maybe the game will just change its mechanics on me halfway through. Oh, spider, you're dead. Let's see what kind of boss we're going to have. Is he going to shoot lightning bolts at me like that one boss did? I doubt it. He seems like a fire boss. Because all the other bosses in these wooded areas, well, it's not very wooded, it's more like a meadow. He has the right idea to just jump over me, so I guess a boulder's going to fall down. No, no, yes, yes, yes. There is a boulder. Well, I've got a G. I am a G now. I am an OG. I have a G. Is a boulder going to come down from the other direction? No. No boulders. So this is just a simple boss room, and now I'm just going to spam this weird rotten dog-looking motherfucker. He looks like a rotten dog. like his face looks dog-ish, but is green. I can... Wait, he's not just going to crush me against the side of the screen. If I was him, I'd just run into me and crush me against the side of the screen. Maybe he hasn't figured out what the run button is yet. That could explain why the boss doesn't just smash me against the wall. But, yeah, I've completed another set of 4 levels. Let's see what happens next, shall we? Hello good people of the internet, I'm an Assumption and you're watching my attempt to finish Wonder Boy. Last time we got through 4 levels in a quicker pace than I was doing in the previous few videos, but we will see if my skills have improved or if it was just a fluke. It was probably a fluke, as I just died to Snail. I should look down even when my character is going up. The screen is not that large. I should be able to see danger all over the rather small screen. And now I'm going to have to avoid these octopi without the benefit of axe to murder them with, which could be tricky. Well, I'm glad the cloud didn't smash me against the ceiling, which I think clouds can do. I wonder how far into the game I could have got without knowing how to jump. Because this is another reskin of the second level, the one where I kept dying because I didn't know how to jump, I believe. Because it looks like, it's not just the graphic assets are the same, the placement of a lot of the clouds seems to be the same. The only difference is how many octopuses are swarming the seas trying to pull me under for whatever their nefarious purposes happen to be. I really should wait around. I keep saying it and I'm not following my own advice. I should just stop giving me advice at this point because I know I'm not going to follow it. Oh, there's going to be an alligator, if that flower is to be believed. Maybe that was trying to trick me into slowing down so that something like that swordfish will kill me when my angel goes away. Oh, so the clouds are falling. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. Now, am I gonna get a another swordfish come to attack me? Oh, that was lucky. I thought that octopus would kill me for show. I wonder if my vitality meter depletes quicker when I'm holding the run button down. Because that would actually encourage me not to hold the run button down at points like this where my vitality is being lost rather rapidly. Oh shizzle, a bee. Not that the bee could do much to me, since it had swooped under me, even though I didn't notice it, but I managed to jump over it because its arc happened to not coincide with the arc I was on to jump from platform to platform. So I luckily missed it. Let's see if this cave is as hard as some other caves. Are there going to be ice spikes falling from the ceiling to kill me? Maybe in an icier section of the cave later on, which these bats would do better to stay in, because then they would be more camouflaged. But here they stand out like a black bat on a, well, a blue bat on a brown background. The bats are very brightly coloured. In nature, that would mean they're probably toxic, but here it just means that the colour palette of the Master System couldn't really handle dark colours. Well, it must handle dark colours because there's a lot of black in the background. Why can't they be black bats? That'd be rather creepy, I suppose. It'd be a bit dark for the tone of this brightly coloured cartoonish game. Well, the boulders at least camouflage themselves a little with the background, not as much as those wooden signs do. Woo! Skateboard! Which didn't last more than 5 seconds. I lasted about as long on that skateboard as I would have in real life because I lack all balance. Thankfully, Wonder Boy can get back up a bit quicker than I would if I tripped over a magical fucking skull. Presumably magical skulls. Oh good, I can trigger him. But he's still got that rock to protect him from my axes. Damn you rocks, protecting the evil bats from my axes of justice. Presumably they're evil bats because they're trying to kill me. And anything trying to kill me must be evil, because I'm presuming I'm the good guy. But I could be the bad guy. If I just stood where I was, the frog would have leapt over my head. But I allowed it to kill me. I practically euthanized myself there. Because the bat would have just flown over, well, bird, bat, bee, frog, that's the name of the animal that just killed me. All the others have killed me at points in this Let's Play, but not this time. Okay, is that a boulder I saw behind me? I don't care, I'm moving too fast for it to matter whether it was there or not. Okay, come at me, bro, come at me. There. There's another instance where running is the optimal strategy, so are there going to be ice spikes in the ceiling? Let's see, shall we? Oh, I can see one. Yep, and they are falling. Okay, is that one gonna fall? Is that gonna fall? I'm not sure if slowing down is the best way to avoid these things. Yeah, I can leap over the egg for once. Maybe going super fast will allow me to avoid obstacles. Wow, it did seem to. Well, I'm on my last life, so if I die here, I am at the very end of the level. If I die here, I'm screwed. But I managed to avoid the boulder and fuck. That's that. Oh, I have mass invincibility. When I'm tripping over the rock, I can't die. I need to exploit that more in the future. I need to exploit the fact that when I'm tripping over, obstacles don't seem to be able to kill me during my trip animation. That could be useful. No, I can't even play the game without using exploits, so trying to throw exploits into my game is not going to be easy. Is this even possible to leap over? Yes, it is. They tried to double tap me, but it's me who will double tap you, Mr. B and Mr. Snail. Okay. I almost ran into the snail trying to avoid the bee, which in real life wouldn't hurt me very much, but in this game will result in instant fatality, because everything is deadly as fuck, including frogs, including bees. Well, I could grab that teddy bear and go to a magical land with a pink-haired woman, but I've decided not to. I should have run to that little rock to test my theory again, but I'm not going to test that theory. I think I should play without trying to cheat the system too much, and I could have been completely wrong about that being the reason I survived. That's always a possibility. Me being wrong is not a particularly unlikely thing. Oh, I'm being spammed by skulls. Come on, I don't want to move back enough to trigger you. Yeah, skateboard, skateboard isn't gonna help me very much. I'm almost at the end of this level, which is surprising, but I'm going to starve. Well, I'm halfway through the level, so I'm definitely going to starve. I thought I was closer to the end than that. Huh, well, I didn't starve at least. My prediction did not come true. Hello and welcome to this rocky outcropping. I'm not sure what the geography of this place is like. Okay. I'm not sure what the geography of this place is like. I mean, we went straight from a forest to these rocky mountains, or whatever the fuck this location's supposed to be. It's like some kind of bare, barren rock space, like we're on Mars or something. And before this, we had, oh, the bees are dancing above my head. I'm sure that one should have killed me, because this stinger, it clipped through my hair. I suppose you can't sting my hair, but the game's usually not that merciful. But, like, geographically, this place is next to a forest, and it's between a forest and... Oh dear, I can't land on the boulder. Oh, the boulder bounces back and forth throughout that little section, so there is no staying in there if the boulder lands in it. It's kind of cool bit of physics this game's engine is capable of, to model boulder moving backwards and forwards. Okay, that's something that Pong could do. I shouldn't praise this for doing something that was literally done in the first video game ever made. But, yeah, it's hard to tell these old games apart sometimes, especially when they're clearly trying to ape off Mario. But yeah, it's weird to, like, there's a lot of caves wherever this game is set. There's caves every 5 minutes, ice-filled, lava-filled, boulder-filled caves. And I really need to be a bit safer here. If I was climbing a real mountain, I would have been one of the corpses that litter mountains and deter people from trying to climb them. This is the first time I've been double-teamed by boulders, so that's something slightly new in the game. I hate how the eggs are positioned in such a way that the product of the egg will be thrown into a fire or an enemy, but you can still get it. It's not completely in there, so it's not hopeless, which kind of tricks you into trying to get it and putting yourself in horrible, horrible danger. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't jump just then, because that would have put me in death's way, not just danger's way. Oh, cool. I like how the frogs don't react at all after you hit them the first time. They're pretty dumb. I'm sure real-life frogs are smarter than these guys. Well, I've got a bit further than I did last time. What is this place supposed to be? Is it like a candy land? It kind of reminds me of the candy lands from Mario. Except, well, I don't think I could eat these things. They look slightly more like horrible rocks. It's reminiscent of Mars, like Mars rover footage of Mars. Oh, fuck! I slightly moved forward when I jumped to try and steady myself. I jumped thinking, hey, if I jump on the spot, it'll cancel out the inertia of my jumps. No, that is not what happened. It moved me forward a little tiny bit, which is all it needed to do to get me dead. There's a lot of skulls, by the way. I think a lot of people have been as careless as me in these mountains to produce all of these skulls. Are they skulls or are they organisms that look a bit like skulls? And is that a severed human heart that I just ate? Maybe my imagination is a bit dark, but it looked a bit like a heart. A bit too much like a heart for my liking. Is it one of those weird Ribena-looking people's hearts? If so, I'm okay with eating it, because they seem okay with killing me. Oh, God! I've got a little further than I did last time, but I think that boulder's going to kill me. Oh, good. It would have killed me if I'd fallen on it. I forgot I had a hammer! No! Trying to run reminded me I had a hammer as I running jumped into the fire, but with my hammer I could have destroyed both of those skulls. Now I've got to get through this section without a skateboard. No, I don't. It gives me a skateboard to start with, which is cool. Ah, so that's what those rocks are there for. To prevent me from just smashing those things with my hammer. I'm guessing a boulder's going to attack me soon. Possibly from the back, or maybe some bees. Okay, it doesn't really matter. What the fuck are those springs designed to do? How would the springs kill me? I'm not even gonna try and bounce on those springs. Oh shit, Devil Man, Grim Reaper Man, whatever. That's gonna really force me to run into my own death. No, it didn't. That was a weirdly placed Grim Reaper, because nothing could it couldn't really starve me, because it was so close to the end of the level. I'm glad that this game is getting weirdly merciful later on. The game is weirdly paced. That ice level with these stalagmites that crash down from the ceiling was the hardest level so far, and if my prophecy that this game has 8 areas, like it could just have 7 areas, this could be the last area. I'm not sure where I got that from. I just remember this game having 8 areas from somewhere, and I'm just going with that, because if the game's longer than that, I might have to give up on it. And I don't want to give up on it, I want to complete this. Why would you bounce up and down? Why would you build your house over a raging fire in the middle of a wood? And again, how are these fires not spreading? But yeah, the fire is not something that I would build my web above. Okay, turn around, double tap. When will these alligators learn? Maybe they're just like wardens, like park wardens, and they want to punish me for touching their beautiful flowers. I've walked into their beautiful flowers, I've walked on the grass, and they're like, no grass, no walking on the grass, motherfucker. But I walked on the grass anyway, and for that I must be put to death. Like, what were those springs supposed to do in that last level? Would I have died if I walked on a spring? I'm not sure how that would have killed me. I'm glad I didn't touch them. Maybe I would have got rewarded. Maybe it was a test of character to see if I would be willing to try out going on a spring. Well, I wouldn't be willing to do that. And that is why I died. But seriously, we've gone through this hellish rocky desert that doesn't even look like it belongs on planet Earth. And we've ended up in a forest. So maybe, I'm beginning to think, maybe there are time skips between the levels. So, like, he's gone on a 5-day wander after the last level. At first I thought this game was set on an island, because there was all those water levels to start with. Well, not water levels, but levels where you had to jump over some water. I'm expecting boulders. Like levels where you had to jump over... Oh, there is a boulder. I was about to say no boulders, my expectation was wrong, and then a boulder came along. Bees? Are there going to be bees? No, no bees. So as soon as I enter this section, there's not going to be any health bar left, so it doesn't matter. Oh, he's a Republican now. Come at me, elephant bro. Come at me. Oh shit, don't come at me at this range. It might be a bit hard to avoid it. I still don't know why he doesn't just crush me against the side of the screen, since I cannot move backwards. Maybe he doesn't realise this is a video game with these mechanics. But yeah, I've beat one more boss, and I'm getting closer to the end of the game, no matter how long the game is. And, oh, you get different amounts of score depending on how much health you've got. That's how little I pay attention to the score. I've only just noticed that. And I got the doll for once, which I also don't pay attention to anymore because I've missed so many dolls. Well, cheerio. Hello good people of the internet, I'm on Assumption, welcoming you back to my Let's Play of Wonder Boy. We have got to Area 5 after traversing a rather easy Area 7. I died a lot in that period, but I died less than I did in the area beforehand, and less than I died here. I should have realised rope bridges in video games always collapse under your weight. There are no exceptions to this. Well, there are a few exceptions, but like this rope bridge here is not collapsing under me. But for the most part, those exceptions only exist to give you a false sense of security. Oh fuck, I jumped straight into an enemy, and those bats weren't even camouflaged, unlike bats earlier in the game. But yeah, this is a completely new looking area. It's a bit weird that they gave us so many cut and paste areas in the first few levels of the game, and now they're giving us new areas, like a new desert that seems to have appeared once, a new cloud area that appeared once, and this cavern with waterfalls, which might not have time to appear more than once if the game is only 8 areas long. If it's more than 8 areas long, then we may yet see this area repeated ad nauseum. Ah, so that piece of rope bridge is a bit greener than the other bits of rope bridge. I will keep an eye out for that. Hopefully that will save my life, if bats don't distract me from looking at the colour of the bridge. And frogs and all the other creatures here. Oh dear, a new enemy! A fish just jumped down from the river. Hey wait, I thought that river was supposed to be in the background. Or maybe it's below me? God damn it, trying to interpret what graphics in early games mean is a difficult task. Like, is that river below the rope bridge? Is that a thing I'd fall into if I fell off the bridge? Or is it, like, if I stepped on it now? Oh, did the fish just eat the boulder somehow? I'm not sure how that would happen. But yeah, if those fish are jumping out, are they jumping out of the river onto the bridge? If so, they are the most high-flying flying fish ever. They're like Olympic pole vault fish. Oh shit, was that something I could have possibly predicted was going to kill me? Was that another stalagmite? Because the ice cave full of stalagmites was the bane of my existence. That was the hardest level so far. I'm not sure how we got from a forest to this cave. My theory that there are time skips between levels is confirmed, I think. Like, unless this is the weirdest set of islands ever. And I'm not even convinced this game is set on a bunch of islands, which was my initial theory. I believe that this game was set on a bunch of islands because we started off with a little grassy area with totem poles. That's the only time we've seen totem poles so far. That was like the only sign of human habitation on these islands. I'm not sure if these islands have other humans, or even if those were built by humans. Is that fish going to attack me again? No. Because like, obviously the islands weren't built by humans, but were the things on the island built by humans, or by those weird Ribena people we've seen earlier? Or maybe even by the wizard, or whatever our enemy is supposed to be? Oh cool, so that was the first time we saw the fish, was when the fish destroyed the boulder. So we were introduced to an obstacle in a way where the obstacle was fairly safe. Oh, fuck! It was some kind of blob from the ceiling that attacked me, and that was not introduced to us in a safe way. I ran back into my own death. I noticed the frog, panicked, and ran into the frog. That is an embarrassing way to die. As is that, jumping into the frog. It's like I was trying to give him an embrace in the middle of the air. But I shouldn't embrace frogs, because frogs are douches who will kill you if you try and embrace them. Is another blob going to attack me? Where is that thing that jumped down from... Like, oh right, it's a little further ahead. I might not even get to the blob monster that attacked me before. Now I have to pay attention to these frogs. But yeah, I'm wondering where the fuck this game is. No, it's lava! That's the same sprite as the lava sprites that attacked from the volcano. And I think, if memory serves, that I could axe the lava, which is a bit weird. I can't axe fire, but I can axe lava. Go on, jump over my head, bro. Am I going to get lavaed again? I'm a little wary of this level, since it just threw lava at me out of nowhere, and it did it again. This is the kind of thing that you can't do without trial and... You have to use trial and error to get through this level, which is pretty shitty for a video game. But I prefer games of skill. And every other challenge in this game has been one that you could conceivably win with skill. Playing through hundreds of times to learn the layout of the levels was useful, but lava just appearing out of nowhere, that's some I want to be the guy level crap. So I best not jump over this boulder, because an evil fish will attack. As the an evil fish capable of crushing a boulder will attack as I go across here. It's the next one, isn't it? Where the boulder appears. Nope. For some reason the boulder didn't even seem to appear. Okay, is this where the lava comes from? Nope, this is the boulder, and I jumped into the fish, even as I said, I'd better not jump over the boulder to jump into the fish. I jumped over the boulder and jumped into the fish. I did exactly what I said I shouldn't do, and then I embarrassingly embraced a frog again. Again, something I told myself I shouldn't do. But I'm wondering, like, there must be some fresh water down below, because frogs cannot survive in salt water. Frogs are not as salty as certain memes would lead you to believe. But yeah, is the lava going to come anytime soon? I'm worried that there'll be more than one fish falling from the sky. Just random sky fish attack. Okay, I suspected that strawberry would be a trigger for the frog. Like, running into the strawberry was designed to trick me into triggering the frog. Oh, I thought I had enough momentum to clear him, but apparently jumping as soon as you turn around isn't the same as doing a running jump, even if you run for one step before jumping. I'm sure some, like, wonderful athlete is capable of doing a running jump after just one step, but my character is not that kind of athlete. He is not an Olympian or anything of the sort. But he can jump over bats, which, weirdly enough, fly along the surface of the, like, on the floor. That's a little weird of you, Mr. Bat. Don't you like flying higher? You have wings. Flying is all about being high in the air, not being as low to the ground as you can be. That's like the opposite of the purpose of flying, Mr. Bat. I don't think you understand what flying is about. You do not deserve your wings. Hand in your wings. Hand in your bat card. Now, you don't deserve to be a bat. You are not worthy of bat kind. But you are worthy of axe to face kind. Okay. Don't kill me, Mr. Lava. Die, frog. Maybe it's Mrs. Lava. I don't want to misgender the horrible, like, geological formation that's melting me. Where is that lava coming from, that next bit of lava? I'm not going to even see it. Because I want to see, is there some thing I could notice about the wall that would tell me lava is going to be pouring out of here in a second. I'm not even sure how lava is pouring out. Every other trap kind of sort of makes sense. Like, in a cave, sometimes boulders fall at you, I guess. I don't do any IRL spelunky, so I don't know if that's a thing that happens. I'm sure the frog should have killed me. I'm glad it didn't, but it didn't protect me very much, since I jumped onto Bat and got batted to death. Come on, jump over me. Do it. You know you want to. Let me live, please. But the totem poles in the first level were the only time we've seen those totem poles, which is a bit weird. It's like the first. That's the only place where civilized humans, civilized enough to build totem poles, lived. Later on in the game, we're dealing with much more savage creatures like. Much more savage creatures than snails. Well, actually, we're still dealing with snails. I wouldn't be surprised if there were snails in the last level, because there were snails in a few levels back, just a few levels back. We're still dealing with bats from the second level. I'm sure there were bats in the second level. No, the second level was just octopuses. I'm surprised there aren't octopuses jumping up out of that water. Well, maybe later on there will be, and flying fish. But for now, it's just frogs, which suggests to me this is fresh water, because if it was salt water, we'd have flying fish jumping out, but instead we have, well, actually no, maybe it's that flying fish. You know, there were flying swordfish that tried to impale me earlier on in those levels where you were on little islands and you had to jump over the clouds between the islands. Maybe it's just those swordfish viewed from a different angle, a top-down angle, maybe. I keep forgetting about that lava, and I do not think there is any way to predict it. It's just use my short-term memory to remember it's there. Oh shit, my short-term memory is crap. I've overloaded my RAM. I can't remember where the lava is anymore. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, we went straight from that. Fucking hell. Need to calm down if I want to complete this. Went from those jumping across the clouds levels convinced me this was set on an island, and a cave on an island, that's something that kind of fits. But then we ended up in a desert, so it's more like a continent. You don't usually get an island big enough to have a forest and also a desert, especially not in such close proximity. And then we got all of these like weird mountainous areas, like the hellscapes that are just bare rock. And now we're in some kind of weird mountain in the above a raging river with rope bridges, which is a sign of civilization at least. It's the first sign of civilization we've seen of something built by human hands, or perhaps by frog hands, since the totem poles in the second level, which were one of the few things in the game that didn't kill me. Like, even a mountain in the background shot lava out and killed me in one level, which is a more sensible place for lava to emerge from than from a fucking solid rock. I know solid rocks emerge from lava, but that does not mean lava can emerge from solid rocks. The process goes one way, not both ways. Solid rock comes from lava, just like fucking liquid water can come from ice, but not the other way around. Yeah, I thought I was further into the level than I really was. I thought I was at, like, the third checkpoint. And I was like, yes, is some more lava gonna attack me spontaneously out of nowhere? Fuck! I got fish in my hair. That's a really nasty feel when you get fish flopping around in your beautiful fro. Or whatever this hairdo his god is. It's some kind of... It's not really a mullet. It's more like a bunch of hair just randomly sitting on top of his head. It's more hair than a person should have, I'm just saying. Oh dear, I'm not bald or anything. I probably have about as much hair as this guy. It's just the art style making it look like he's got loads. I suppose he deserves his girlfriend. They both have put a lot of work into never ever cutting their hair. Perhaps it's Samson. He's something like Samson, except he isn't super strong. In fact, he can die to a snail. He is the opposite of strong. If a snail can kill you, you are pretty much weak. But hopefully he can get through these mountains without dying too many more times. My opening comment that the last bunch of levels was a bit too easy might have been a bit misplaced. It seems like level 8 is making up in difficulty for level 7's apparent lack of harmful things to kill me with. Why did I turn around? I felt sorry for the frog. I wanted to let him kill me. The only things that jump on your head to kill you in this platforming game are the enemies. Usually, you're the one who's jumping on things' head to kill them. Heads. I'm not sure what the correct grammar of that sentence would be. Jumping on things' head does not sound right, but neither does jumping on things' heads, because that implies they have multiple heads. I suppose if you're talking about things, then that implies multiple things. Lava is lava coming? No, but frog is. And I don't want to stand too long on the bridge, not because I think the bridge will collapse, because I know that bridge won't collapse. I should just keep running. I should zoom through when I see that free sign, because I think the lava will... I was trying to trigger the lava and let the lava bounce over me like these frogs. I mean, let the lava drip down and then jump onto the lava. Like, I don't like standing on these bridges in case a fish will appear. I'm not sure if the fish can respawn if they just fall once and then they have done their duty. I somehow avoided that lava. I did no work to earn avoiding the lava. So that's the only lava until this free sign, which should be after this bridge. So I just run like the Billy-O after I get that. That better be a... Nope, that's not a skateboard. I was hoping it'd give me some protection from the various murderous things that are clearly gonna kill me on my last life, unfortunately. Hello good people of the internet, I'm an Assumption and you are welcome back to my attempt to finish Wonder Boy. Last time we spent the entire episode in one ice-filled cavern. I've told you in the past that the ice-filled caverns were my least favourite type of level, the ones that were most likely to murder my ass, because the only other icy cave level that we had encountered had taken me the longest amount of time of any of the levels in this game. Well, the last ice level that I did took as long as the preceding 4 levels combined. Hopefully this little island level won't be quite as difficult. And how the fuck do I emerge from an icy cavern to this nice tropical looking beach? What the fuck is wrong with the geography of this island? It must be some kind of artificial frozen cavern. I don't think ice caverns really exist in real life. Like, obviously they exist in the Antarctic. But I don't think there's any cave in a fucking tropical island that has ice throughout it. So these islands could not be in the same location, like anywhere near the same location as that ice cave. Going deep underground in a cave complex will not make things cold. They will do the opposite. There should be fire caves, not ice caves. Now, am I gonna bounce onto fire? Fucking hell. Someone wants to burn me alive. They want to put me on a pyre and sacrifice me to their dark fire gods. Well, I will not allow them to do that, though I would prefer to be sacrificed to a fire god than go through another one of those ice caverns. And I'm talking about me in real life. See, I ran into the fire myself. I should have jumped in the water after being in the fire. These fires are consuming my entire body rather quickly. I should have enough time to have a wash in whatever that blue liquid is. I'm doubting it's water. It's probably flammable itself. After I've been burnt, I shouldn't just go up like I am covered in paraffin. Is my character covered in paraffin? Is he made of paraffin? Is my main character Oil Man? The superhero you've never heard about, the superhero that Texas would like you to hear. I wonder if there is a superhero whose power is being made of oil, or being able to find oil, or who has some oil-based superpower. Like, oil is a big part of our world, so I kind of hope there's an oil-based superhero. I mean, I feel sorry for oil. It is so important to our economy, but everyone hates it. I mean, why can't you hate coal as well? So that spring can't bounce me over all of the fires. I jumped at the very edge of that spring and I still landed in fire. I need to land on the egg, then do a standing running jump, which is not a thing I thought you could do. I'm not sure if you can do a standing running jump. I'm not sure if you can just stand still stationary, hold the run button, and still manage to... Yep, you can. You can do a standing running jump. and that is a thing that I need to do in real life more. No, I need to do a standing running jump to get over. No, I don't! I was trying to plan out how I was going to get over those fires. There is no need. God is on my side. I have an angel. An angel that will kill those fucking bees who are the other bane of my existence. Now, these red frogs don't jump over you, but the green frogs do. So the thing you need to do with the red frogs is very different than the thing you need to do with the green frogs. If you see a green frog, you jump over it. If you see a red frog, if you see a red frog, you jump over it. If you see a green frog, you definitely do not jump over it. You allow the frog to jump over you, and hopefully not on your head. See, I'm almost at the end of this level already. Hopefully the level will not be too difficult and I'll be able to finish it. If a bunch of bees attack me, I think his face, like the sword on the front of that fish's face, actually fell off when I axed him. That's kind of brutal. Almost as brutal as that cloud falling in and making me repeat this whole level. But, yeah, I axed the front of that fish's face off, which is a little on the brutal side. Maybe like in the movie Face Off, I can have a swordfish's face, like, sewn on my face. The movie Face Off, starring the glorious Nicolas Cage, who overacts everything, but this is a movie that demands overacting, is about a guy who has a face transplant with another guy and, like, steals his life. That's essentially the plot. You can see why you'd need overacting for that. But I would like a swordfish's face transplanted onto my main character's body. He wouldn't need to carry an actual weapon around with him anymore if he had. Oh, fuck! I thought that as soon as I cracked the egg open, God would be with me, but no. I have to follow God's rules. He will only protect me once his angel is completely out of its egg, and it will get me with a horn somehow. Its little herald protects me and kills the enemies. I think there is something in the Bible about an angel, like, murdering 100,000 million people with a horn. There's lots of large numbers in that book, like with all ancient documents. I want to see someone make a video game out of some ancient books. Like, someone needs to make a fucking game of, I don't know, the shopping list of Pharaoh Tutankhamun. I'm sure his shopping list still exists, if they had shops or shopping lists back then. But yeah, someone needs to make a game out of ancient documents. I'm just rambling incoherently now, as I desperately try to fill dead air, while I'm experiencing the same things I've experienced every other level. Death, death and more death. I feel a lot less sorry for that swordfish if it actually impaled me. But their arcs are rather predictable, unlike the arcs of the bees. And the bloody octopi don't even have arcs, they just bounce up and down. I keep trying at the same point, which is very disappointing. I love that the snails are still here, though. They've been here from the very beginning of the game. There is a reason why the snails are on the cover of the box. But yeah, not just... I don't really want a game made of an ancient document, but I'd like to see an ancient document, like, well, in the future, people describing games like this. Like, how will they describe this? It makes no sense at all. I'm presuming that long in the future people will be describing fucking Adventure Island and fucking Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy will be, like, the topic of someone's PhD dissertation in the year 3000 AD. Like, why the fuck did people enjoy games like this back in the olden days before we had, like, holodecks or whatever they fucking use for fun in the future? I don't know what they're gonna use for fun. Probably frogs that they fuck. They're all gonna have sex with frogs in the future. Or not, because humanity will be an extinct species and the frogmen will have taken over. Okay, that platform is obviously gonna fall. I need to pay more attention to which platforms are likely to fall under my rather considerable weight and what platforms will allow me to wait on them for the next platform. If I pay attention, I'm less likely to get killed. Fuck, after saying that the swordfish's arc is predictable, it killed me. Oh, I saw an octopus in a cloud and I thought, that's the cloud that's gonna fall, I need to run and jump. Nope, it's the second one. It's a thing I must commit to my short-term memory. Second cloud with an octopus is the one that I must jump as soon as I hit the cloud. I do not have enough time to hit the octopus. I just need to jump. So yeah, the octopus is there to trick me. But you won't trick me, Mr. Octopi. Okay, is someone gonna try and kill me? No, they're not. I got through that level. As I said, the difficulty is really inconsistent in this game. I suppose that's good. I've heard from somewhere, I forget where, that the optimal engagement curve for any media has peaks and troughs. Like, you need something to ease you back into it after something difficult to make the player feel good again. I think I heard that on extra credits or something. See, we're in another cave, but at least we saw us go into a cave that time. So the transition is sensible. Sometimes we've gone into those cave mouths though and come out. Okay, an alligator's going to attack me. Those little flowers, for some strange reason, imply an alligator will attack. Fucking bees. I hate bees. I hope I have an axe, because without an axe, I am prey to those bees. I am like nectar to those bees. They will suck me up like a bee sucks nectar. No, that's a bad sexual sounding thing. They're not going to suck me up. They're just going to put their penetrative devices inside my body, and that will result in my horrible, horrible death. It won't result in any pleasure for anyone, even the bees. Presumably they're bees and not wasps, in which case they will at least die along with me. It's good that we both get to experience the exquisite agony of death. Oh no, the platform's moving me, so I can't... I'm trying to move, so I stand underneath the bee in its weird arc, while the platform under me is moving me into the bee's arc. Now that is what I call cruelty. And that's another cruel thing, having a bat swoop down after the boulder. So if I jump over the boulder, I land on the bat. So I need to wait for the boulder to fall down and then trigger the bat. That little counter up the top of the screen isn't going to kill me. I think it's killed me twice in this game or something, both times due to the Grim Reaper. And yet I'm still playing with no caution at all, wanting to move forward as quick as possible, partially due to that counter. I'm presuming that counter is part of the reason why I have so little patience in this game. Okay, the lava, is lava gonna fucking fall from the ceiling again? Nope, nope. Oh, no boulders attacked me, that was shocking. Fucking hell. I was hoping that skateboard would help me, but when you hit an obstacle on the skateboard, it shoots you forward a little bit and shot me into an obstacle. No! Oh, cool. I thought I'd been sent all the way back and I was going to have to deal with the bees again. Not the bees! Anything but the bees. Well, not anything but the bees. Anything but ice spikes. And if it's not ice spikes, I'd prefer it not to be the bees. Okay, that platform's going to fall. I knew that was going to happen. I knew I needed to land at the earlier part of the platform so as not to skull myself to death, but I still managed to die. Knowledge does not protect you, nor does having absolutely no reflexes at all. Now, I thought that I'd glitch through the platform, as I've done several times in the past, was trying to show off. And showing off is not a sensible thing to do. It just shows off your incompetence and results in you being embarrassed as you die. Now, this gator is gonna die for once. I aided the gator in dying. I am Gator Aid. I aid gators in death, and I also give them something to eat. I give them some nice cooked meat. Who the fuck is setting these fires? I've said it before and I'll ask it again. Like, alligators don't set fires. They don't know the secret of man's fire. Does a bat know how to set a fire? Does it have the ability, even if it knows how? Is there a dragon around here? Setting fires on rocks? Presumably the rocks are made of some flammable material, since they are setting on fire. Hopefully the fire... Like, the fire isn't producing any smoke as well. That's another weird thing. Maybe everything in the world is made of hydrogen and it's just producing pure water vapour from these fires. Very smokeless fires. I think we should use these smokeless fires in our engines if we can harness their power. I need to ask the evil wizard dude how he makes smokeless fires next time I see him. Maybe these are like the results of the wizard guy shooting fireballs out all the time. Now, and the bees, they swoop through the fire without it hurting them. They should at least become horrible, deadly fire bees when they swoop through a fire. God, I survived that somehow. I was not thinking when I made my jump. I deserved to die, but I didn't. This game was merciful, but it is a capricious game. Sometimes it has mercy and other times it does not. Instead of just spamming attack whenever I see an enemy, maybe I should time my attacks? Or maybe that would itself be folly. I'm not sure if timing attacks is the kind of gameplay this game really desires, or if it's the kind of game where you don't time your attacks so much as... Fucking hell. It moved me back a little bit, so I spawned on my skateboard in the middle of, like, a pit. Yay, I've got a letter, and that weirdly gave me a load of points. Letters are apparently really valued in this game. Letters are as valued as they were in, like, the medieval era, when no one could read or write. Okay, frogs, if they're green, you walk under them. I tried to do a non-running jump. Oh god, some of those guys move faster than others, so that's a timing puzzle, timing your jumps correctly to avoid the slow ones and the fast ones. Now that's gonna be tricky. Can I pick up this axe without getting murdered by a snake? Yes. Can I avoid spawning my axe in the middle of a snake again in future? Probably not. That jump probably should be made without running. The running is making that jump more likely to land me on a skull, presumably. Then again, if I don't do a running jump, I'm more likely to land in the pit. It's another one of these conundrums where I have to make a trade-off. And I don't like making trade-offs. I like having all the stuff. Fucking hell! After doing that ice cave, after doing the cloud full of, like, lightning shooting monsters, I should be better at this game. I should... Like, I did those levels because I was all cautious and tense and nervous, and I need to get into that frame of mind again. I need to know how to be slow, but yet twitchy. I need to be twitchy. I need to know how to react quickly, how to be patient and wait for something bad to happen, and then as soon as it happens, react super fast. But that's not how I'm acting. I'm acting like hyperactive all the time, just spamming attack, spamming jump, constantly holding run, and that's not a good way to complete this game. Okay, so a big jump allowed me to clear that section. Now, I was about to say that holding the backwards button helps me out. But then again, sometimes you need to just constantly run forward to avoid frogs and the like. I was about to say that constantly holding forward is a bad thing, but it was good. No, holding backwards when you're on a skateboard is good, because it allows you to see obstacles as they appear, the continuous movement forward. Yes, there's an axe, so I don't have to get to this section of the game without dying to have an axe, which means the game requires an axe for this point. That platform is not falling. It looked to me like it might fall, but it is not falling. That is a thing that I must bear in mind. Like, this platform here will not fall, so I can stand on it, cautiously kill the skulls if I can. Fucking hell, I don't think those skulls can be killed without me backing up so far that I fall into the pit. Well, I've killed the skulls in front of it, so it does not really matter. I don't want to die of a snail this far into the game. or a boulder. Like, where the fuck did that boulder come from? If the boulder appeared here, then it would have. Okay, I'm going to just jump over the fire. If the boulder appeared there, like, surely it would have, like, fallen off the cliff. It must have been on that tiny, tiny platform somehow. Okay. Is there any gold enemy that could be camouflaged against the background? No. I waited for the snail to move slightly closer to me so I could kill it. That platform isn't going to collapse under me. Nor are these two. That one will. So I will kill the bat. Oh god, I can't kill the bat. I'm going to have to jump on the platform and immediately jump forward. This is one of those... Oh no, it's a moving platform. It's not a falling one. And that's not a falling one either. Okay, cool. I'm starving though. Okay, that's a falling one. Moving platform. Cool, cool, cool. And if I land on that rock, I will starve. So, yeah, I finished that level. Didn't take me nearly as long as I thought it would. So we're at the last level of Area 9, presuming it has 4 levels like all the other ones. Being a bit slow and cautious really helped me, though I almost starved. It was almost starvation. I didn't actually starve. Now I've got an axe to help me out. I'm not sure how those platforms are planning on killing me, but they're things in this game, so they're clearly planning on killing me. Again, the spiders are building their houses above fire. Well, those two are living in close proximity. High population density results in a high rate of disease and all sorts of nasty things, so it's probably best not to build your webs right next to each other's webs if you can, and there's loads of space in this forest, so I'm not sure why they're all building their webs next to each other. Maybe they're competing with the bees and the other organisms of the forest for space. Maybe the bees will, like, burn down their webbing if they build in the bees' territory, or they'll sting all the spiders. Shit, I was hoping to have a wonderful skateboard, but I got milk, which I kinda needed for once. I needed something to refill my stamina bar, and I'm glad I have an axe because it allows me to kill these spiders, but I'm on my last axed life. If I die here, I will not have an axe to replay this level with, which will make it much harder. So hopefully nothing will kill me. Okay, I need to kill these spiders now before I bounce over. Yes, I'm glad I've got an... Oh shit! That was a really bad mistake of mine. It's resulted in me having no stamina to fight the last parts of this level with. Oh shit, and the Grim Reaper is slowing down my game somehow. I got massive lag due to the Reaper. So now I've got to replay this level with no axe. No! And I think now I realise what the difficulty of these floating platforms is. Actually, no, that wasn't a difficulty. That was a real help. Now trying to time 2 spiders at once when I have... Oh, fucking hell. These jumps are really tricky when I don't have an axe and I have to actually make the jumps. I can't just hack my way through challenges. It's like if you had a video game, like using that axe in these levels is like if you had a shotgun that could blast doors off their hinges in a game like Resident Evil. It really allows you to bypass the main challenge of the level. But yeah, these little platforms too allow me to bypass challenge. I'm still not sure what would happen if I rode one of those platforms up into the sky itself. Now, I almost starved the first time I played this when I had an axe, so I'm not sure how I'm not going to starve when I have to play this completely cautiously, trying to avoid falling into traps. Well, they're not traps, but like mental traps of thinking, hey, I can run through this section, it's not too hard. No, I have to avoid the game tricking me like that, because the game is trying to trick me. Okay, so that's a thing I can do with that section. I can just trip over that rock. But How am I supposed to... Oh, shit, I've got to do a high jump. I think my high jump is capable of clearing both the spider and the... Yeah, these spiders are about as high above the air as the spiders that were moving up and down are at the lowest point in their movement. So I've got to time my jump over the hurdle. It's like in a horse race, except if the hurdles moved up and down, like the hurdles got bigger and smaller, and the horse could only clear the hurdles when the hurdles were at their smallest size. This is really tricky. Okay, so a normal jump would have been my preferred method of getting over these fires, but I'm going to have to use a running jump to get over it. No! My bananas rotted. They degraded. And that bee, like, I'd like to say I should jump over the bee, but at that point in the bee's trajectory, when I'm standing right next to the rock, the best thing to do is jump over the bee. But at other points in the bee's trajectory, the best thing to do may well be very different. It may be to stand still and allow the bee to move over my head. That's one difficulty with bees. You have to actually react to them. Oh no, not reacting to things in a video game. I can't just have a set pattern of behaviour that I always follow, like I'm some early 90s AI code. No, what is this? Expecting me to actually think and do this in real time? What do you think I am? A human? Oh, yes, I am actually. And so I need fuel to feed me. Yeah, I've got an axe that will murder you, Mr. Crocodile. That's revenge for all the humans crocodiles have killed, which I hear is a very small number, but it's big enough for me to want revenge. I want revenge for literally everything. Okay, I've got an axe and I can take my revenge now. Woo! I can grab an apple, or an orange, or whatever that is. It's not an orange, unless it's a very weird genetically modified orange. Oranges are not supposed to be red. Red is the new orange. I love that the colour orange is named after a fruit. What other fruit has a colour named after it? Nope, I'm not going to smash you this time. That was literally my own suicide. I literally killed myself by smashing that. It slowed me down to the point that, I mean, it didn't slow me down, it made me run, which led to me running into spiders. But I shall not run into spiders now, because I does not have a Grim Reaper, forcing me to move super fast. Again, what are these webs connected to? There's no ceiling above them. Well, I suppose the clouds are solid, so they could be connected to the clouds themselves. Ooh, there's a villain in front of me, and someone running up my backside. That's new. Okay, I'm guessing the boss is going to shoot fireballs at me this time. Oh, that's rather new. Someone attacking me. So the people are definitely in league. Whatever these like purple guys are, they seem to be in league with the wizard or whatever you call him. Oh, this is the final boss, because the angel is here, or the girlfriend. Angel. Why did I call her an angel? She's not an angel. The angel is something that's actually been helping me out in my quest, unlike this devil guy. He really is a devil. He has fire powers and red skin and horns, and I have infinite axes to decapitate you infinite times. Nope, that wasn't the last time I fought him, but I've rescued my girlfriend. I'm called Tom Tom, that's my name. Tom. What parent names their kid Tom and Tom? She's in a bikini, actually. She is in a quite revealing outfit. Not as revealing as my no shirt at all, unless my shirt is flesh-coloured outfit. But yeah, I've got my girlfriend with her flowers in her hair, or maybe that's a blood clot in her hair, and I've run away with her. I have saved my girlfriend. The end. I think you get to do an extra level if you've got... God damn it, she looks really bad in that picture, and so does he. That picture, the sprites in the game look better than that picture on the main screen. But overall, this game was less repetitive than I thought it would be. It had very inconsistent difficulty. A couple of levels took 30 minutes to complete, but they were like in the middle of the game. And some levels very close to the end of the game only took 4 minutes to complete. this is the game playing itself here as I slowly review it. There's no credits. That's something that I'm shocked about. All the games I've played in my life have had credits, but at this point in the game, why is he carrying a baseball bat as well? He doesn't have a club. I think most games by 1987 actually had credits, but this game did not. It was much more fun than I was expecting it to be. For a game that I discovered through a a cartridge without a box in a basket for £1, like the cost of a chocolate bar, in a second-hand shop. It's good. Uh, I'm not sure what the differences between this and Adventure Island are, but I definitely enjoyed Wonder Boy, and I look forward to playing other games in the series later. I'm not sure how similar they are to this. I hope you enjoyed watching me play. Cheerio!